Hey, what's up? Welcome to Movie Dumpster Season 2, Episode 18. Today we're talking Super Mario Brothers from 1993, directed by Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton. I'm Joe Lascola.
I'm Sean Mario O'Rourke.
I'm Connor Slowdance the Goomba McGraw.
Welcome to the dumpster.
Name?
Mario.
Last name?
Mario.
Okay, what's your name?
Luigi.
Luigi?
No, Luigi Mario.
Okay, look, how many Marios are there between the two of you?
There's three. There's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Mike! Up these Marios around the side.
Hey, Joe and Sean.
Yes, Joe Montana.
You want to hear a story about what happens when a meteor strikes the planet?
Why don't you tell us?
Well, I'll tell you what doesn't happen. Creating a parallel universe where dinosaurs evolve into men or something.
It don't get any better than this.
You know what does happen? It creates a giant ball of dust that blocks out the sun, and then everything dies. And that's all that ever happens when a meteor strikes the planet.
Or Duck World's created, one or the other.
That being said, that intro tore me apart as I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed.
Not to mention it's the guy from the fucking Simpsons doing it. We gotta get Dan Castellaneta. We gotta bring him in for this one scene.
Wait, was that really Dan Castellaneta?
Yep.
Yeah! Abe Simpson himself. Man yells at cloud.
I thought it was Iggy or Spike.
No. We'll get to them, motherfuckers. In what world do you walk into anybody's office and you're like, all right, here we go. Super Mario Brothers, the movie. It's going to do gangbusters, but listen, here's the thing. We're going to do it with all people. And we're going to make it so the fucking people in an alternate dimension evolve from dinosaurs. Eh?
Keep talking.
Even though it doesn't make any fucking sense that they look like humans. What do you say? Dennis Hopper? What do you say? Sold. Here's $48 million to make this fucking movie.
Here's $48 million to hire Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, and get like 10 fucking like really well-known songs.
Yeah. Lest we forget Dennis Hopper. And it's like...
Yeah. Amongst a bunch of other extras and some pretty cool effects, so it's like...
Really good effects.
Here's the thing, like, going into this, I haven't seen this in a long time.
Same.
In fact, I've seen Street Fighter, the original Mortal Kombat, Double Dragon, and, like, a few other video game movies from this era. More recently than I have this. And I know this is the first one. It's still not the worst.
Well, this ain't the first one, man.
Well, I would say the first major one.
Sure, but I'm pretty sure Double Dragon precedes this, doesn't it?
Double Dragon came out the next year.
It isn't the worst one, but I'm also really sad to say that, like, we really haven't come that far since this one. And I honestly think that we've had much worse outings since this movie has come out. I'm just shocked to look at this and go, like, look how few lessons we learned from this movie. And that being said, I had a great time watching this.
Hell yeah, there's some crazy fucking cool ideas. Like, I guess, like, it's hard because it's like, is this how you do this? You know what I mean? Like, is this how you do a live-action Super Mario Brothers movie?
Maybe?
Well, that's my thing. I don't think live-action was the way to do this, but I don't think you could have done this as a cartoon and have anybody take it seriously.
No, and if this came out this year, let's say Bob Hoskins, R.I.P., and Dennis Hopper, R.I.P., were still alive, right? I feel like they would have been like, great, Bob, you're going to be Mario, right? But we're going to make a fucking CGI King Koopa, and it's going to be voiced by Dennis Hopper. Because, like, I think that's the whole idea there. Like, how are we going to make this big fucking dinosaur guy look convincing? And they're like, oh, well, we'll just make him look like a person.
Well, yeah, they just bring Andy Serkis in to play Koopa, and you got it made.
There you go.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, like, they have that one coming out next year, supposedly. It's going to be all, you know, animated.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's like, what do you really do? It's like, you almost kind of think about it like... maybe if they did it like that TV show Dinosaurs, but it's like a mix between the two. I can't even think of like a good way to go about it, really.
I don't think you even need to do that. I think like the simplest path is the easiest for this, or that makes the most sense.
Well, and that's the problem with this movie is that I think they thought this was a simpler path, and you took what is arguably a very, very simple game series. It's just larger plot threads to tug at outside of what they give you.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we need more. We need de-evolution guns and parallel dimensions and smart fungus and fucking Goombas that are 7 feet tall.
Not one. That's my problem with this movie. Not one motherfucker gets jumped on.
No.
Not a one.
There was a chance to do it and they just don't fucking do it.
What if they fucking put those stompers on and just fucking smushed a Goomba? That would have been great. Turned it to a fucking bunch of coins?
Yeah, or like had a flower that, if you opened it, it shot fire.
Yeah.
Or something. If your argument there is this movie is for children, I disagree, because this movie wants to fuck, okay?
Oh, yeah. Sure does. Wants to fuck lizards.
Oh, no, I'm just telling you that, Nintendo is not going to put out a fucking PG-13 or rated R Mario movie. It just ain't going to happen.
No.
This movie is horny. I don't understand why.
I don't know how the fuck this even got to where it got, like, in production and then was actually made, because Disney owned some company, some subsidiary company that was handling this, and then they went to Nintendo and they were like, hey, you want to make this fucking Mario movie? And they're like, yeah, sure, we'll see what you fucking stupid Americans could do with that. Here you go.
And then it never happened again.
Nope.
Yeah, actually, I've heard that Nintendo has cited this movie as the reason why they were very shy about adopting any of their adapting their properties into films.
They gave them kind of carte blanche, and they were like, all right, like they wanted to see what was going to happen, so they just kind of were like, yeah, sure, go ahead and make a Mario Brothers movie.
Which is then funny, because I just said, like, no lessons were learned, or at least the wrong ones were learned. And it seems like Sega has now made the same 30-year mistake with Sonic the Hedgehog, because it seems like they gave that up to whoever the fuck wanted it.
Well, if you recall, Connor, House of the Dead, same fucking thing. Remember the first shot of that movie is a bunch of women walking around naked.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Dancing at that fucking island.
But with Sonic, though, like, Sega handed over their fucking mascot to someone, and they brought it back and said, look, we turned him into a werehog, or a manhog, or whatever. Look at his human teeth. Don't you like it?
It shouldn't exist, that thing.
I mean, honestly, Sega's done enough fucking damage to Sonic over the last 20 years that this is the best they can end up with, and that they deserve each other. Yeah. Jim Carrey's the one that's kind of getting fucked in that deal, but I'm sure the movie will make $1 billion, so I'm sure he'll be okay.
Which is awful because, like, Jim Carrey has been out of it for a while, or we were just talking about this actually, or I was just talking about this with somebody. He was on some TV show that I haven't seen yet, but I was going to say, like, I haven't seen him in so long, and now he's kind of like, oh, he's going to be he's going to be Mr. fucking Robotnik. He's going to be Dr. Robotnik, Eggman, right? And I'm like, that kind of sounds awesome. Like, I think that he would be great. Why the fuck are we trying what is the deal with making a video game movie and be like, well, it's got to take place in our world? Like, I don't know.
Well, the funny thing about Sonic, though, like, not to keep going on about Sonic, because who really fucking cares at the end of the day, is, like, Sonic actually has that whole thing where it's like, at least in the later games, where it's like, well, it's our worlds colliding, and, the whole Sega Adventure 1 and 2 is all about that. R.I.P. to those games, because fucking somebody put them in their grave, for God's sakes.
Yeah, but it's been done to fucking death, man. Like, just let it take place in Sonic's world. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like Detective Pikachu just came out, and, like, I didn't see it, but I heard good things, and that kind of pulled that off from what I've heard.
I thought it was great.
I heard that movie lovingly exists well in, like, deep inside the Pokemon universe. And I was gonna say, like, about this, like you said earlier, like, what if this came out today? Honestly, if this came out today, seemingly as it was, just, you advance the data bit, maybe some of the technology and stuff like that, and it was of the same quality and in the same kind of adaptation, it would just be, no one would even blink. It would just be another bad video game movie.
Yeah. Fucking Mario coming out of a pipe into the real world. He's like, oh, where's the Koopa or whatever?
Well, yeah, that was Mario Odyssey, and people got mad about that.
See, when you do it in the video game, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's just like one of the worlds. But when you have to sustain for nearly 2 hours of like trying to have a coherent story like that, like, How much story could there possibly be in the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
Yeah, and actually,
you know what I mean?
It's funny you mentioned that too, because not to keep talking about other video game movies, but we kind of have to.
Yeah, just to get it out of the way.
The Monster Hunter movie is coming out, and Paul Anderson, I'm telling you, is going to get assassinated after that movie comes out because. Like, Monster Hunter is very much its own thing, but because Paul Anderson is a fucking hack and has to do things his way, it's not a Monster Hunter movie. It's Paul Anderson's military goons being led by Mia Jovovich get dropped into the Monster Hunter universe.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
Who the fuck wants that shit?
But here's the thing, though, Connor. Like, you say that he's a hack, but this movie, like I said, much like Sonic, will make $1 billion. The guy fucking makes money for these companies. He's like Michael Bay.
Well, he made money for Screen Gems with 7 films. Like, I don't think this will get past 1.
We'll see, okay? Because the people going to watch these fucking movies aren't the people playing the video game. I mean, they are the people playing the video games, but that's not who's like,
right?
Yeah, that was pretty good. Shooting shit, monsters, whatever, blah blah blah.
I think my concern is like the Monster Hunter fan base is very much like the Dark Souls fan base, where like they're fucking. Some of them are the meanest people I've ever come across.
Really? I don't know. I never played online with those people.
Yeah, well, Dark Souls has a community that has a corner of it that is just full of assholes. But the Monster Hunter community is very hardcore. I don't know if they're as mean, but I feel like when you immediately go out and antagonize those people, you're going to have a bad time.
But money, give me a cigar, because we're making a fucking Monster Hunter movie.
Yeah, we got it. Swords and fantasy isn't popular anymore. I've never seen Game of Thrones.
I'll tell you what. Instead of putting a guy with a big sword fighting a dragon monster, why don't we have a fucking SWAT team go in and shoot the shits out of him? Fuck it, here we go, Paul Anderson.
What do you mean they made a giant axe out of a skull bone of a monster? No one wants to see that. That's stupid.
Don't worry, I'm sure fucking Mila Jovovich is gonna friggin' pull some giant sword out of her asshole and just start swinging it around at one point.
She is going to, in slow motion, wearing tight leather outfits, run up the back of some kind of T-Rex-esque monster, jump off its nostril, shoot it in the eye, and then drop in front of the camera with a superhero pose.
So tasty!
I mean, honestly, I could picture her doing that.
If that doesn't happen to a T, I will shoot myself in the face.
So anyway,
Super Mario Brothers.
So yeah, there was a dimension split 65 million years ago. So dinosaurs evolved into people, and then monkeys evolved into people in our separate universes, right? Okay.
Because reptiles evolve into things with hair.
Yeah, I guess. And we're hating on mammals something serious, but everybody seems to be a fucking person. I don't know why. They don't have scales or anything.
But here's the thing. Like, not only is this parallel universe fucking created, our world is pretty much what it is to us.
Yeah.
But the fucking dino side is just basically like this little tiny fucking city, and the rest is all just desert.
It looks like fucking Mega City 1. Like,
yeah. It looks like Terry Gilliam, was hanging out in a fucking leather bar one night and was like, I got a great idea for a movie.
Now, I heard a long time ago that this movie was essentially cobbled together from unused scripts for Die Hard sequels, a Mad Max sequel, I think a Blade Runner script, and something else. And I don't know if that is entirely accurate.
But I would believe it.
And this might as well be George Miller's Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
At some points.
Because I remember reading that or hearing that somewhere, and I was like, that makes so much of this movie make a lot of sense.
I know there's 4 writers. I forget their names off the top of my head.
Good lord, you just imagine George Miller's Mario Brothers? It would have to be George Miller's Mario Kart. Now that's a fucking movie I'd want to see.
Oh! See, now you're talking. Where's the fucking... Are you listening, Nintendo? Are you listening, fucking Disney?
Mario Kart Rainbow Road?
Yeah, it's falling apart.
Fucking Mad Mario Rainbow Road.
Fucking Wario's coming in from the side trying to knock him off the road.
Sign me the fuck up.
Here's the thing, you can slap Mario aesthetics onto Fury Road seamlessly, and I would go watch it. Just put put that respirator on Wario. That's it. Call it a day.
Oh, now you're talking. Now, see? Better movie.
Do not be addicted to stars!
Oh, I missed Max. So yeah, 2 different dimensions, yada, 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 meteorite, hit it, whatever, broken, dark crystal, shard, Augra, Great Conjunction.
Ah, damn it, you fucking beat me to it, because the plot is almost the same.
It's pretty much the same. The fucking Urskek split, they got a meteorite piece that, fell out of this giant meteorite.
It's the fucking shard. That's
it's the fucking shard. Fucking Jen comes and plays his little flute and fucking finds it and everything.
The shard!
So the prologue of this film is, so after this fucking animated shitty animated intro,
it looks bad. It looks like fucking, what are those bad Zelda games for like the CD-ROM consoles?
It looks like a Flash game from like the late 90s. It looks like ass. It's a Photoshop action from 1993. Like, what do you expect?
It looks like MS Paint. Like, you spent all this money on the rest of the fucking movie, and this looks like shit.
It's like the anti-Bunraku.
That movie still looked like shit, in my opinion.
It's a pop-up dino funny.
Let me tell you a story about Mariakis, okay? Mariakis fell down a plumbing tube, and he landed in a pit full of these things called mushrooms, and he got tall, all right?
Well, supposedly, if he hits a feather, he'll turn into a raccoon man.
Gactus still there, like, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, stop stepping on my stories, okay? You've been doing this since Arachnus, and I don't appreciate it, all right? You drink here for free, I listen to my stories, or get the fuck out.
Legend has it anyway, fuckface. So then we cut to fucking live action, and the main actress who plays Daisy is playing her mom in this scene.
Okay, I thought I was losing my mind, like, when I saw that.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Because they have her, like, swaddled in some, like, 20s, I don't even know what.
Oh, she's dressed like Bounty Hunter Boosh, or whatever the fuck it was from Return of the Jedi, okay? Like, Leia's fucking costume.
Oh, Leia's in the Boosh disguise?
Minus the fucking mask and replaced with, like, a red shawl.
She's rocking this fucking Goomba jacket. I mean, we'll find out later that they wear them, but now that I'm thinking about it, she's wearing this giant-ass Goomba jacket with the fucking shoulder pads with spikes on it and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, she escapes the nether realm and comes out fucking rocking this fucking egg case.
7 days!
Yeah. By the way, real quick, I totally missed that joke on the Mortal Kombat episode because that fucking Shao Kahn sounds like Plankton. Like, oh, yes. Oh, I'm going to rule the world. It's going to be great.
M is for mortal.
I'm Shao Kahn. Give me the Krabby Patty formula. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the solioli.
Tell me where the elder gods are.
Anyway, so Daisy's mom, who isn't even given a name in this. She's just like your mother, right? So she fucking has this egg, I don't know, futuristic fucking egg case or some shit. Looks like something out of Carnosaur. She fucking brings it to this church and drops it off and knocks on the door. And right before the sisters find it, she like sticks this meteorite piece in the egg case.
Well, it doesn't look like an egg thing yet. It's just wrapped in cloth because like we don't see it's an egg yet.
No, but it's this metal fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's like a case, right? And then like Koopa comes, so Dennis Hopper is Koopa, R.I.P., and he fucking comes out and like, I guess, kills Daisy's mother?
Oh, this is shot like shit because like he like steps out of the darkness of a sewer tunnel because she's back down in the sewers, I guess going back to the Koopa City.
It's the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, and like Koopa steps out of the city and she's like, Koopa! And then like either he slams a beam or she does and the ceiling collapses on her, but you never see it. She just screams.
Yeah, but so Koopa has already crossed over.
Yeah, so what the fuck's it need the shard for?
Well, later they're saying like, oh, the fucking Scapelli blew it open. We'll get to that, but I'm just like, how the fuck is he there now?
Well, right, because the shard is different than the portal. Two different things, which we'll get into at one point.
Okay, because since the shard is on this side, the portal's open? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I mean, I could just explain it now. So basically, the portal's always there. But when this fucking cave-in happens, they can't access it anymore.
Oh.
And it's only always active because that piece is missing. And, you know, eventually, like you just said, the Scapellis blow it up, and then now, oh shit, we can get through again. But it takes them 20 years for that to happen. And then the crystal is to actually, if you return it to the rest of the meteor, will merge the realms. Let's say
Completely, yeah.
exactly.
Oh, it's Shao Kahn's plan, okay?
Oh, for sure.
100%.
He just isn't waiting around for 10 instances of someone running away with a fucking shard or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't know what the equivalent would be. But you cut back to the church, and I laughed my ass off during the sequence because like they're sitting in front of this like egg depository thingamajig, and it opens to reveal the egg, and these nuns go, oh, and they do the sign of the cross. I'm like, okay. As soon as these things started hatching, you'd be screaming that it's the fucking work of the devil, okay? Like, if this is not normal and you all react to it like it's a miracle.
If a human-looking child came out of an egg, they would smash it with something in the church, right?
I would smash it with a fucking hammer. What the fuck is that?
Right? They'd hit it with a fucking candlestick or whatever that is. A fucking chalice to the face.
They just baptize it real quick. You know, everything's okay now.
Also, why does this baby have a belly button? That's not how that works.
I guess they didn't want to put any makeup on the baby?
I'm just saying. I know it's a stupid thing to, like, nitpick, but, like, it's stupid.
I mean, you know, I say that, but they cover this baby completely in fucking goo, so I have no answer.
But why do they look like people?
Because it's just easier. It's cheaper.
Like, I guess.
That's the thing, is, like, there's a few people in makeup.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but, like, there's a couple people with, like, some kind of, like, skin tearing, and you can, like, see scales underneath? Well, one guy, actually, and that's it.
The fact that dinosaurs evolved into humans doesn't really add up if mammals aren't, like, okay, like, were there also mammals in this parallel dimension? Like, or did it just take dinosaurs and throw them into a different dimension and left everything else? Like, I don't know, that this lore logic they've established, immediately doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, there definitely is mammals, because Koopa does not want that on his pizza.
Yeah, hold the mammal.
So, hard cut, here we go. Brooklyn, present day, baby. I love this music, dude. Also, why are we not doing, like, the Mario theme? I mean, we get it a little bit in the beginning.
Okay, well, here's the problem. This movie's got some fucking nuts on it, okay? Because this movie opens up, a cold open with...
Yeah.
I'm like, there's some stone cold nuts on this fucking movie to do that, and then, like, take everything else away from you.
Remember that game? Well, it's not going to be this, so let's get it out of the way now.
Yeah, and later on, we'll put sound effects like the pause sound effect in the background for you.
Meanwhile, here's some Baby's Day Out ass music.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. Oh, I think for sure that, like, Joe Pantoliano is, like, somewhere with fucking... and Joe Mantegna are fucking stealing a baby right now while Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo hang out in their apartment waiting for a plumbing call.
Yeah, same day, different part of town.
Yeah, and here is your baby, plumbers.
We don't have a baby. John Leguizamo's like, just believe in the baby, Mario. Just believe in the baby. I got it. I'll take it. I'll be a good dad. Just believe in it, okay?
All you gotta do is believe, Mario.
Meanwhile, Mario's fixed 6 fucking pipes while he's giving the spiel.
So yeah, Bob Hoskins, also R.I.P. I'm such a big Bob Hoskins fan.
I have no problems with him playing Mario.
No?
Bob Hoskins doing the exact same accent he does for Eddie Valiant and Roger Rabbit.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's why I love him so much, and now we just, like, kind of swap him out.
You wanna know why I think that's really funny? Because before I sat down and watched this, I was like, doesn't Mario have a fucking musical number in this movie? I'm like, no, that's Roger Rabbit. That's the end of that movie.
I'm through with taking falls, kicking Koopa in the balls.
Yeah, he's fucking doing 1 foot dancing on the ground. John Leguizamo, noticeably not Italian, is playing Luigi Mario. And then they quickly fixed that issue by saying Luigi was adopted. Why? I don't know.
Is he really?
Yes.
Must have missed that line. I paid no mind to that. I'm like, okay, sure, he's Luigi, whatever.
I thought Mario's parents just died or whatever.
Who gives a fuck? It's a Mario Brothers movie. We don't need an explanation for that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he very offhandedly mentions that he was adopted.
Yeah, Mario raised me, man. Yeah, so they're in their apartment and you have this like real tongue-in-cheek thing happen where Luigi's watching a fucking like Outer Worlds program or something about, oh, parallel universes. Meanwhile, Mario's cleaning up the fucking apartment.
Well, he was staying up late to listen for werewolf attacks so he could go put on his Guyver suit. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, wrong movie.
Luigi's having nightmares of fucking Waluigi.
Luigi's having nightmares about killing gangsters and then eye lasering the words Luigi into a wall.
Eating mushrooms and like stepping on fucking turtles and shit.
The local aquarium was found savage last night.
He's just beating the shit out of fucking turtles at the zoo.
Regular sized turtles.
Yeah, he's stomping on them and shit.
Mr. Mario, we found your brother hallucinating again last night.
Local man was found on hallucinogens.
Savagely attacking several turtles in a local aquarium.
Mario's basically picking up everything and saying, Luigi, you're lazy. Get to work. And he drops these fucking work boots right on Luigi's crotch.
And they get a phone call about a plumbing job, don't they?
Yeah. He's like, but what about a parallel dimension there, Mario? He's like, that's bullshit. And he's like, anything's possible, Mario. You just gotta believe.
That's poppycock and definitely won't be happening in this movie, even though we've already established it.
That's like Luigi's fucking catchphrase of this whole damn thing. You just gotta believe, Mario.
Yeah.
You just gotta believe.
So I have to take issue with how this plumbing call goes down. This movie, or at least the people who made this movie, seem to think that when you need the service of a plumber, you don't just call one and patiently wait for him to show up. You call all of them, and then they have a Hunger Game-esque run to the house, and whoever gets there first gets the job. That's not how contracting works.
It's a fucking rat race, dude. Like, I don't get how... everybody seems to have, like, insanely bad plumbing problems that need attention. They're like, oh, everything's fucking flooding. Like, everybody in fucking New York is just... Their pipes are just exploding, and everything's sinking.
Yeah, and, like, plumbers are treated like fucking superhumans in this movie. But also it seems like when you call one plumber, you also immediately call a rival plumber, and you go, the job goes to whoever gets here first.
Hey, man, it's New York. Everyone's busy. They're in a fucking hurry. Come on.
So Scapelli beats him to the fucking punch, baby.
Yeah, even though Luigi drives like a fucking madman to get there, and Mario's like slipping out the goddamn side of his door.
I gotta go think about this, Mario. You gotta believe. I'll just take a turn down this dark alley.
The fucking rent is like 3 months overdue, he says.
Yeah.
And they haven't got a job, and like Scapelli's taken all the fucking jobs. So really, this alternate universe thing was like the best thing that could have happened to him.
Yeah. Also, like, the Scapellis are probably the most successful criminal empire ever, it seems, because it seems like they just have a stranglehold on the city, and nobody gives a shit.
No, that's just the way that goes.
They're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want.
Pretty much. Funny parallel real quick. The intention here when people were writing this was to make it kind of feel like Ghostbusters. And now that I read that, like, it kind of does in the beginning. Like, they're out on their ass. You know, what are we going to do?
Yeah, but there's, like, no actual resolution to anything. And that if that's the goal.
Yeah, there's not. Because going into an alternate dimension to fight fucking dinosaur people and then coming back to New York and still being in the same exact spot you were before is not progress.
Just to do the same shit over and over again, it's like the movie starts over.
Yeah, like, spoilers, they don't give them a big bag of gold when they leave.
They don't even give them superpowers, or they don't even let them keep the boots.
No, nothing. Not even the fancy, the costumes.
The conveniently color-schemed overall?
Yes. They're fucking color-coordinated costumes, the green and red, baby. So we cut from them fucking getting all pissed off and their fucking car breaking down or some shit to this fossil dig site in, like, where is this?
Right under, like, the Ben Franklin Bridge. It's, like, in the weirdest-ass spot possible.
It's under the Brooklyn Bridge or some shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, the way this goes down, like, I actually had to listen to a paleontologist talk about how this whole process works in the Joe Rogan podcast. And seeing how this goes down the next few minutes, I was like, no, this would be a fucking circus.
No shit.
Like, it's a bureaucratic nightmare when you find dinosaur bones anywhere.
Not only that, but, like, you're digging in New York City. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, there is hundreds of years of shit under there besides dinosaurs. Just, like, again, like, abandoned railroad stations and, like, all kinds of crazy fucking tunnels and stuff, as we see. But, like... And then pipes that go to God knows where.
Yeah, which may not even function anymore because New York has been built on top of itself, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. Like, it's...
Exactly.
New York is a city on top of a city.
But not only would you just need, like, paleontologists there, but you need, like, literally the cooperation of all the utility people in the city to come and be like, well, that's the electric, that's the gas, that's the plumbing, you know, that's the sewer.
Which is why this whole mafia angle with the Spichelli is, like, showing up and audibly threatening these people.
Oh, straight up. He's, like, sexually fucking harassing her, too.
Yeah, like, he wouldn't make it past the fucking entrance because, one, he even he would have money involved in this because if he has hands in that many pots, like, he would go like, no, this has to go off without a hitch because he would have businesses that are involved in this.
I feel like it's one of those this is taking too long kind of things.
Yeah, it would have too much at stake to do this because I think there was a hotel in California where someone found like a whalebone and they just shut down construction on it, and they found I think 6 species of whale that hadn't been discovered yet, and the whole thing took months to get done.
That's pretty incredible. That's what I think might have happened here, maybe. They don't really go into it, so we're just musing.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
But yeah,
I think some people were just like, we're going to dig right here because fuck you.
Well, because Daisy, she had a really good thought, a really good idea to just dig here for some reason.
There's no premonition or anything going on, or is there?
Yeah, none at all.
Right, because apparently, even though it looks like this dig is outside, you find out later that it's in the fucking sewer system where the beginning of the movie takes place.
Yeah, Big Boss Capelli shows up and he's like, hey, move along or I'll fucking kill you or something.
He's like, what, you're a smart girl. What do you say you fucking come back to my place and I diddle you? And she's like, no, I'm good.
When he does threaten her, there's this whole thing about how there's a bunch of women missing in town. And he's like, yeah, there's a bunch of women missing. I can make you go missing. And she's like, I gotta call the university.
He directly threatens this girl in broad daylight in front of all of her peers.
And everybody just doesn't even fucking bat an eye. They're just like, yep, well, that's the thing.
Oh, yeah, here's the greasy Italian guy. Here's doing this whole thing again. And she's like, no, calm down, Harvey Weinstein.
So Daisy storms off. She's like, I gotta go make a fucking phone call.
To a university who doesn't give a fuck about her.
And then we're introduced to my 2 favorite characters of the whole film. Iggy and Spike.
Played by, I'm sorry, I forgot his name already, but he was unrecognizable without the beard and the accent from Short Circuit.
Fisher Stevens, man.
Yes, there it is.
I always know him as Woodstock in The Burning. So he's fucking Iggy, and Richard Edson himself from fucking Howard the Duck, the guy with the mustache in the bar.
Oh, yeah.
You little wise quacker. He plays Spike, so we got these 2 fucking chuckleheads playing Iggy and Spike.
Which is a weird pull from the games because those are Bowser's family members. Those are the Koopa kids.
Yes. They are 2 of the 6 Koopa kids?
5 or 6, yeah.
It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, and of all the things Mr. supposed to pull, you pull those 2. You could their names you could have called them anything and it wouldn't have mattered.
No. Just the henchmen, So that's basically what they are. They're Koopa's henchmen. They're actually his cousins instead of his kids. I don't know if they were... Are they the kids in the video game for real?
Yeah.
Or are they just called the Koopa kids?
Yeah, there's kids.
No, there's kids. Depends on the game you're playing. I don't remember what they were in Super Mario World.
If it's the 6th or 7th Koopa kid, there's one that shows up in Super Mario Sunshine. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Koopa's fucking somebody.
He was... Well, in that game, he's like, I kidnapped Princess Peach because she's my mom. And everyone was like, whoa, Nintendo, what the fuck?
Yeah, Bowser Jr. But in this movie, yeah, Iggy and Spike, they're watching Daisy because they're trying to bring her back to Koopa. And they're eating these fucking hot dogs. And then, one of them says, oh, yeah, they're supposed to taste like meat. Or no, they're supposed to taste like dog. And then they throw the buns out the fucking window and just start chowing down. They look awkward as fuck.
There's buns in the dinosaur universe.
Yeah.
By the way. So why are they like, oh, gotta get rid of this, whatever, this piece of bread?
They're dumb as fuck. And that's putting it kindly. Their brains barely function. And even with the 2 of them combined, they can't form a barely functional human being.
They've been through this portal to our dimension 7 times and have kidnapped the wrong girl that many times. So there's just a cell of fucking girls from New York sitting in fucking Koopa's tower.
But send them back. What do you?
Yeah, they just leave them. Well, they can't because they'll fucking.
Oh, that's right.
Word will get out. I'm surprised they're not fucking dead. What are we doing here?
Yeah, what are you keeping them for?
Who knows, man? Dennis Hopper gets his fucking blue velvet shit going.
Ew.
Yeah, call me daddy.
Fucking breathing in that fucking oxygen mask.
He comes Baby Koopa. There you go.
Hold the mammal.
He's both Bowser and Bowser Jr. at the same time.
No.
Depending what he's in the mood for, but he uses fungus instead of the blue velvet. Anyway,
so I think it should be noted how these 2 are fucking dressed because anyone would see them. Iggy is Fisher Stevens, right? He has these weird, he has 4 rat tails that are gelled into the back of his head, and the front of his hair is curled up in these 4 little circles, and then it's all slicked back against his skull.
The costume design in this is pretty out there and kind of neat. Like I said, it's like a Mad Max kind of weird Terry Gilliam mashup thing, right? But some of these people's hair are styled in a way that looks like ridges of like a dinosaur crown or head.
Yes, that has to be the end game because there's no other reason. But like Spike has like the highest undercut I've ever seen.
And a bowl cut.
yeah, it's a bowl cut undercut. Like he's bald from just like, the neck up to like the top of his head. And it all hangs down. A goatee and like a gray and red suit jacket.
That's the hairstyle Eobard wanted to give Heath in Prehysteria 3.
Yes.
But he was unable to pull it off.
Because he knew that it would make him look dumb because he's from the future.
Well, I don't think Spike is actually evolved from a dinosaur. I think he, like, after Howard the Duck, he, like, he left the bar and fucking fell down a sewer and then ended up in fucking Koopa Town.
I just can't remember who he is. And Koopa's like, "You're my cousin." And he's like, "I am."
I sure am. He looks just like him. It's like a Prince and the Pauper kind of thing.
He's the man in the iron mask.
Sure.
He's the man in the iron fungus.
You're the man with the bowl cut?
Yeah.
You pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
So, yeah, they're spying on Daisy. And Daisy is calling the university. And she's like, "I need more security." And they're like, "Nah, bye."
Mario and Luigi, like, break down in their fucking shitty van. And Luigi's making a call to, like, check the messages on the answer machine to see if there's any jobs that came in, while Mario gets, like, some water to fix the radiator. So so John Leguizamo's on the phone, and, like, you hear, like, on the phone, like, somebody's like, "Oh, get all your plumbers, put a PBA out for or put an APB out for all the plumbers. We're sinking here." And he just, like, is completely captivated by Daisy. And he just lets her use the phone.
Mario goes, "Any messages?" He's like,
"No."
Nah.
Yeah, this is when Daisy gets on the phone. She's like, "I need more security. Like, a mob boss just threatened to kill me." And the college is like, "You're on your own, bitch."
Mafia's we're in the mafia's pocket too.
Yeah, we can't help you. He pays us too.
And then you see Spike kind of creeping up trying to capture Daisy, and you get the old men walking with plate glass, and he walks right into it.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of these fucking Charlie Chaplin gabs going on here.
He just walked back to Iggy. He's like, "Yeah, I couldn't catch her." And somehow Iggy thinks he's, like, smarter than Spike, but he's not really. So he thinks he's, like, in charge of this operation that they keep fucking up.
Yeah, I grab her, you bag her. No, you bag her, I grab her. That's what I said. Okay.
They do have excellent chemistry, though.
Yeah, they do. They're very funny together. They're easily the best fucking characters, in my opinion.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. Next to my favorite one, who I'm going to save, favorite side character when they appear. So Luigi overhears Daisy talking to the university, and I can't remember exactly how he starts talking to her.
He's just like being a creep. He's like, "I heard your name was Daisy on the phone. I was eavesdropping," and she's like, "Yeah, mm-hmm." And he's like, you wanna whatever, stuffs? You do stuffs?" And Mario's like fucking trying to be his wingman, and he's like, "Dinner." And he's like, "Do you eat food? Dinner?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, you want to go to dinner tonight?" And they do.
I will say, though, Mario is actually a pretty decent wingman if the person you're trying to wingman for is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, like completely inept, can't even speak properly.
Yeah, like he's like Luigi, words, just use them.
Like, but when John Leguizamo speaks in this film, he's doing like his Pest character from The Pest.
Yes.
And he's like, "This, you know what I mean, with that fucking the stupid thing or whatever."
He was on that kick around that time.
Where he kind of keeps some of his words in the back of his cheeks.
What did they did it to you? You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah, you thought they killed me?
Mario tries to, like, help him out, and he's like, "Yeah, you want to ride?" And Luigi's like, I thought the van was broken." He's like, "I fixed it."
He didn't fix this movie, though.
Well, who could?
I mean, he did his best, let's be fair.
He did. Bob Hoskins, bless his heart, because he is giving it his all in this film.
He really is. He might be my favorite.
He is pretty great, though.
I actually didn't remember how much material he gets until I kind of got to the end stretch. I was like, wow, he's really carrying this movie on his fucking back.
He's just one charismatic motherfucker.
It should be noted that the story that came out from this movie concerning Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo was that this movie made them both become drinkers on the job, and that in between takes, and John Leguizamo told this story, in between takes, he and Bob Hoskins, who were so miserable together on that set, would sit behind the sets and just drink.
Could you imagine getting drunk with Bob Hoskins on the set of a fucking Super Mario Brothers movie that you're like making?
God, that would be amazing.
Fuck no, and I would love to do that.
And you're just drunk? No wonder they're talking a little fucked up.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Mario Luigi. Nice to... fuck. Roll it back.
None of them seem as drunk as Radcliffe did in some Harry Potter movies, because he actually was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
But it would probably explain, like, Hoskins' like sudden burst of enthusiasm and Leguizamo's like marble mouth.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting at here. So yeah, he ends up fucking asking Daisy to dinner, and then they go out to dinner, and it's Daisy, Luigi, Mario. Not Luigi. Well, Luigi, Mario, and Mario, and then Daniela, Mario's girlfriend.
Okay, yeah, it's so weird that this movie pivots like the character of the person who gets the princess to Luigi, and then Mario already has a girlfriend.
Yeah, but it's not Peach.
Daisy.
It's Daisy.
No, I know. I'm saying Mario is dating Daniela, not Peach.
Yeah, now, like, does Daisy from the games come from this movie?
No.
Okay.
I mean, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure she was like one of the princesses in Mario 3, like when you go to the castle and you save the
all
king.
right. Okay.
I think, but don't quote me on that.
Because I was wondering if it was like a Harley Quinn thing.
I mean, I don't think Nintendo took anything from this movie and implemented it into a game, and if they're gonna take Daisy, I mean, I don't think so.
I mean, like, taking the name could be one thing, but, like, it's a different character altogether.
Yeah, no, totally. She's just kind of like, hey, I'm just this random character that's supposed to be the princess, but I'm not really the princess. I'm just kind of this character that exists in this universe.
I'm here to tell you because Toad's not here.
Well, he'll be here soon.
Shut up. I kind of like the dinner sequence because everybody kind of has good chemistry here too. The girl playing Daisy is a little awkward, especially because they're in the middle of this conversation, and they go, "Hey, that's a nice necklace you got there." She's like, "Oh yeah, you like it? Yeah, I never take it off. Why? Oh, you didn't ask why. I'm gonna tell you why anyway. It was on me when I was found, when I was discovered outside the church because I was abandoned." Was that too forward?
You mean you don't know who your father and your mother are neither?
That's what being abandoned means, Daniela.
No, that's what Luigi says to Daisy.
Oh, that's
and she's
right.
like, what do you mean neither? And he's like, well, and this is where we get that like strange implication that Luigi might be adopted.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I don't know my mother, my father, and Mario was my mother, my brother, my uncle, my cousins, everything.
Yeah, I think that's your throwaway line implying. And I think I remember hearing it somewhere else that it was confirmed that Luigi was supposed to be adopted.
Anyway, that's how they connect.
Because it's just there to I'm not even sure why it's just supposed to be justifying, but
Well, it's just connecting these two characters to be like, oh, well, they have that in common because they're both orphans or whatever and don't really know where they came from and are kind of discovering that as they go through their character development, ?
sure. Eyebrows.
And it just kind of establishes, if you haven't picked up on it already, that, hey, Luigi's irresponsible and Mario's responsible. Get it?
And Daisy's in a fucking space cadet. She's just like, yeah,
She really fucking is.
I don't know where I'm supposed to be going, but I'm going to go anyway, even though against my better judgment.
Luigi's like, I just met you, but I'm going with you.
What do you say? Can I walk you home?
Oh my god. If you got nothing else going on the rest of the night.
Oh man, it'd be one thing for both of them to be awkward, but they're both painfully awkward.
She doesn't have a home because she takes him back to the fucking dig site. She's like, you want to see something really scary? Come on in. Dan Aykroyd's there.
Slime! A river of slime!
Yeah. Oh, they're fucking traipsing through down there somewhere.
Oh, probably. That was all probably happening at the same time. Like,
There's a lot of shit happening at the same time. Like, is this the Doomsday Clock? Where's Dr. Manhattan?
well, the difference is I'd rather sit through this fucking cinematic universe than sit through the fucking Doomsday Clock right now.
Yeah, me too. Anytime, really, Connor.
Superman's power's intoxicating. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I took the Flash out in a flick of the finger.
Yup. This is fun, isn't it? You like this, DC readers, don't you? I'm gonna flick you in the forehead next.
So Daisy takes Luigi down into the fucking pipes. The fucking, that music starts playing, the fucking dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I wish it did. Why didn't that happen?
Oh, do you think that's what they were going for?
I think so, right?
I don't know. I just literally it hit me now, so I don't know.
So she's like, look at this dinosaur man fossil I found. It's so strange. I don't know what.
It's got opposable thumbs. Doesn't that make you weird?
It's the find of the century.
This is literally like a discovery on the level of like that spaceship in Guyver 2, and like there's definitely not enough people there.
Monumentally changing history.
The appropriate amount of people at the Guyver dig site, but that's also because like there's ulterior motives there.
Yeah.
But this is like, I found a reptile with opposable thumbs. She says it like she found a penny head side up. She's like, oh, isn't that cool?
Can you believe this shit? And Scapelli wants to fuck it up.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. This find is a scientific miracle, and these idiots want to blow it up, but I don't give a shit about it.
And I guess that turns Luigi on because he's like, wow, all this science talk's making me hot. Can I kiss you?
Those are some nice bones. I'll show you my bone.
Look at this. Why don't you excavate this, baby? And then he goes to fucking kiss her, and these guys just fucking come out of this wall, and the fucking pipes explode.
They are fucking dressed like they also ate the fire flower. Like, they're dressed like they got the fucking red and white plumber jumpsuits on them. Like, and you never see their faces. They just huddle down and run away with giant, comically sized wrenches.
Yeah, they're like, huh.
Yeah.
They're just running off, and all you just Luigi reads the back of their shirt. He's like, Scapelli.
Yeah, why would you? Okay, that's it. Like, you're committing a crime, so you wear your fucking work uniform and you show up in a work truck
with the truck and everything. With
your fucking work hats.
So she's like, "Can you fix this?" Now this place is gonna flood. Like, these people are going to drown in this tunnel, right? And she's just like, "Well, can't you fix it? You're a plumber." He's like, I'm just an apprentice. He's like, I know somebody that can. Hard cut to fuck it back at the apartment. They kick down the fucking door and they're like, Mario, it's Scapelli's. And he's like, strap your belt on, kid. We're going in.
He treats it like he's been called to war.
And at some point, while this is all going on, Spike and Iggy kidnap Mario's girlfriend, thinking she's the princess that they're looking for.
Because they come out of the dinner and they're like, she's wearing a disguise. Think she could fool us.
Yeah.
And then they go, which is kind of funny. And they go and they capture her. These motherfuckers capture this woman, go all the way back to Koopa Town or Koopa City, find out that it's wrong, and then come all the way the fuck back before you can blink an eye.
Oh, yeah.
They're some speedy little fellows.
So Mario and Luigi go down, and Daisy go back down to the dig site and fix the fucking pipes. And they shut it off.
And if this was an arson, it was like a arson job, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like destruction job to make sure the site floods.
It's a sabotage.
Either one of two things happened: the Scapellis are shite at their jobs because all they managed to do is flood the room to like knee height, or Luigi is a master of the Speed Force and ran him and Daisy back to their apartment in 2 seconds, and then also quicksilvered all three of them back to the fucking the dig site. So that Mario could pull off some, random-ass magical pipe-fixing skills.
What you don't know, though, is that they all have flutes, so they just, they play it and they can teleport back and forth, no problem.
They just skip a bunch of levels.
They just jump above the car, and there's that one fucking, that path of bricks that leads you right to the pipe, the warp tunnels. Worlds 1 through 8, dig site. Worlds 2 through 8.
2-6, dig site.
2-6, dig site.
So yeah, Iggy and Spike show up, and they knock out Mario and Luigi like easy as pie, and they take Daisy. And I say knock out, but they literally just clonk him for about 16 seconds.
They hit him with flashlights in the back of the head. Look, if you're getting cracked with a fucking mag light and you get knocked out, you're not waking up in 5 minutes.
Well, first of all, if you wake up in 5 minutes, you've probably lost all your motor functions forever.
You're gonna be thrown up.
Yeah, you'll be sufficiently concussed and need a doctor.
Yeah.
But if you're also hit with a maglite, period, you'll probably need an ambulance.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you fell into that fucking water, you're drowning, buddy. Yeah, that's what's happening.
So Iggy and Iggy and Spike take Sonya Blade to Shang Tsung, where he's like, follow me to Outworld, blah. And then he challenges her to Mortal Kombat, and then Liu Kang kicks him to a spike pit, and the movie's over.
No, unfortunately not.
Would you imagine Dennis Hopper playing Shang Tsung?
Oh, man. I would love it with the fucking long hair like a Fu Manchu.
He'd be Shinnok.
Oh, now you're talking. Dennis Hopper is Shinnok?
Or, if they ever make that third movie, well, I guess they're not now, especially since Dennis Hopper's dead, but, they do the third Mortal Kombat movie, he could have been Onaga. You keep the same look from fucking Mario, but he's got the spike for the hair, but he's Onaga.
There you go, man.
He's the Dragon Lord.
It's a meteorite piece around her neck.
I'm gonna trick a stupid kid named Shijinko.
Or Fang, take your pick. Yeah, Fang. He wants the moon rock.
I thought you meant a Mortal Kombat character who was so obscure I forgot who the fuck they were.
No, just an obscure MDU reference.
No, Tom Arnold is in Mortal Kombat.
He's got his Evil Knievel doll.
He only fights against Roseanne, though. Like, you can only pick Roseanne versus Tom Arnold. But, it's the only way it works.
It's your master and apprentice match.
So, Iggy and Spike, they drag Daisy through this fucking portal, which is kind of cool looking. It's just this wall that kind of...
This doesn't really add up for me. I'm sorry.
No.
This fucking portal, you gotta go, on your tippy toes just about to go on this tiny ledge to reach this portal. You're telling me Iggy and Spike kept jumping in and out of this thing and carrying people through this without anyone falling?
How did they not miss their jump going back?
There's a huge fucking canyon between the wall where you need to, scooch to, and then the wall in front of you where the portal is. So, one fucking misstep, and you're going down, and you're dead.
And the misstep is definitely when you come out of it into Earthrealm, I suppose we'll call it, because you can't see the ground. Also, jumping through this portal is fucking terrifying.
So Luigi and Mario they hear Daisy screaming, and they're scaling this fucking wall, and they're she's gone or whatever. Then her fucking this creepy ass face comes out of the wall, and it's Daisy, and she's like, Luigi, help me, and then she comes out a little bit more, and he fucking grabs the, he can't reach her, but he ends up grabbing the fucking meteorite piece and, ripping it off her neck.
Yeah.
And then Iggy and Spike take her, and she's gone into the wall. Now, are they allowed to cross over because they have the meteorite still?
See, I don't know, because, Luigi has it, and, spoilers, he jumps in, and Mario's left back there alone without it, and he jumps in, and he doesn't hit the wall and just fucking fall.
Well, jumps is a bit of a stretch there. He so Luigi goes forward, and then Mario goes to touch the wall and slips and falls forward. The next cut, he's just he's somersaulted in the air, and his back goes through the fucking wall.
He's upside down doing a senton bomb into the fucking portal.
Where did he get this momentum?
I don't know. How did he change position?
I don't know.
He fucking... this is like a hell portal. This is a combination of the Buchanan and the dimension at the end of Pacific Rim that the guy goes through.
This shit looks like the fucking Nether from Minecraft, okay? It's just orange, craggy bullshit and lightning and, he gets sucked into a giant, fleshy crater.
Yeah, it looks like fucking Job's homeworld. That's what's happening here.
I thought he got sucked into the fucking planet the Combine come from Half-Life, okay?
Pierce Brosnan's in there.
Yeah. Job!
Turn around, go back!
Ah! Just getting electrocuted.
There's just a big lawnmower man fucking mouth chasing Bob Hoskins through this shit.
Or... He falls past, and Job is just sitting on a lawn chair, and the lawnmower is just cutting nothing behind him, and Job looks up from a newspaper the fuck was that?
Can I help you?
You're falling through my lawn.
Well, see ya.
Well, Mario, as he's falling through this fucking, this hell dimension, he's just screaming and spinning for a solid minute.
Oh yeah, fucking Mount Bulge is there for sure.
Hello, Spot. Oh, you're not. Never mind.
Well, see ya, Bob. See you soon.
I don't know why I sound like Dr. Claw.
Because we're both voiced by Frank Welker, just like all the creatures in this movie.
On a side note, before we go ahead, I do want to note that I find it kind of funny how in this movie, when there wasn't really any kind of, let's call it, story or character quirks to work with, you had Mario being this big chicken shit, but also kind of a badass, and Luigi being the guy ready to jump in and save the day, but not really actually capable of doing it. And it's funny how the games in later years kind of took this idea and was no, Mario is just the hero. He's always going to do the right thing. he's going to stand up to evil. Meanwhile, Luigi is literally pissing his drawers over every little fucking problem that comes his way.
Except in later Mario Kart games where he has that look, like where you turn the camera front and like Luigi always looks like Mario.
Well, he's returned from George Miller's Mario Kart, so he's hardened now. That's hardened Mario. That's Mad Luigi.
Like it's like every time he's on screen, like the fucking Omen theme should be playing. It's Dominus. But like Mario falling through this fucking dimension looks funny as shit because it's just a stiff image of Bob Hoskins screaming with his arms out, and it's just like rotating, kind of in like a hard way. It looks really funny.
Yeah, he's in like a fucking gyroscope, man. I'm telling you, the monkey's there. He's screaming.
Yeah.
Cybo Man's in there.
Cybo Man. That's Cybo Man comes in later.
Cybo Man sitting there with oh my god. Cybo Man sitting there with Job sharing a fucking cocktail.
So Mario violently falls through this fucking portal, and like after he spends like 30 seconds falling through this thing, like Luigi has also seemingly just gotten there.
Completely fine, waiting for him. Like Jesus, hurry up.
Yeah. And they don't even blink about jumping to this fucking Doom fucking dimension portal thing.
I disintegrated. Am I still here?
Yeah, they don't stop for a second. Or like, did you just experience that? Are we alive?
It'd be funny if he was like, Luigi, was it the same for you coming in? And he was like, no, I just went right through. Why? What happened to you? Mario was like, I don't know where I was.
Took a fucking wrong turn at Albuquerque.
And they just fucking run headlong into this fucking brand new world they've never been to because they just keep hearing Daisy go, Luigi!
It looks like the goddamn underground city in Demolition Man.
Well, they do step out and like you get this kind of cool Blade Runner-esque shot of this like underground city. And there's like those big neon ads going up with like Koopa's name all over everything, and everything's fucking dinosaur themed.
It's kind of neat. Like this. So this is like the Mushroom Kingdom, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely. They're kind of playing up the idea that Koopa's taken over, so he's renamed it like Koopa Town or some shit.
Koopa City.
But it's definitely the Mushroom Kingdom.
It's also cool because if you didn't have the whole like, why is there a city in the middle of this giant desert kind of thing? It is just upside down New York if it were, reptile themed. And I kind of like that angle where it's like, no, it's just, it's familiar because it's New York, but everything's just fucking weird.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Miller meets Gilliam for sure. That's all I kept thinking about watching this.
Also, their technology is run on sparks.
Yeah. What?
This movie set, I will say though, as cool as this looks, this movie set looks like a fucking death trap.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's getting hurt on something.
This looked like fucking everything would be flammable. You have sparks flying everywhere. You have extras walking under sparks. You have cars making sparks. You have cars attached to things that are making sparks. Everything's fucking metal and conductive. There is shit passing over and under each other, and there's people everywhere. I'm like, this looks like people got hurt every day.
Yeah, it sure does. I thought it was kind of cool, too, that, like, I don't know, I like the little nods to different things. Like, you see, like, a Bullet Bill's, like, store and, like, and, like, the Thwomp store or whatever.
Yeah, and you even get to see some pygmy dinosaurs there.
Sure do. See Elvis? Elvis is there?
Elvis and Paula chowing down on some fungus.
Yeah, man. Fighting over the fungi.
That king must be very upset. Like, every time he's like, ow, you fucking cut it out.
Spoiler, the fucking fungus is alive because it's a person.
Yeah.
We will not see who that person is until he shows his face. Because I didn't know it until this viewing. It took me completely by surprise.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
So, yeah, Mario and Luigi they just run directly into this fucking strange new world. And there's, like, people walking eggs in their fucking carriages.
There's, like, cat people? What is happening?
Yeah, what the fuck? I do like that woman walking her egg because someone's like, someone goes to steal it and she's like, don't touch my baby! And, like, hits with a fucking purse.
Yeah, that's the cat woman, right? She's like a cat.
Yeah, or something.
With an egg. What?
Birdo. Why not? Why the fuck not?
I fucking wish.
Oh my god.
And the sun's gonna come down and kill you. Like, and they might as well just gone all out.
Yeah, like, where's Lakitu with this fucking fishing pole, like, stealing people's shit?
Mario throws a giant radish at fucking Koopa that he pulls out of the ground.
Oh, see? That's what I'm talking about. Or a giant axe.
There you go.
To, like, cut a fucking bridge down. That would be cool.
There you go.
You could have gotten away with a good Hammer Brothers reference by just having Spichelli. whatever the fuck.
Scapelli.
Like those goons run off with like 2 comically sized hammers.
Oh man, you know what would have been good if we had like right before the big bad showdown, we had a fucking Hammer Brothers fight.
There you go. Wouldn't even be that hard.
Mario Brothers versus Hammer Brothers. I would have liked that.
So yeah, Mario and Luigi basically give chase to Daisy, and like it's kind of a long like kind of sequence of them being like blah, blah, like them just.
It's just to introduce you to the city.
Yeah,
really.
And it's kind of cool. I like it.
I dig it. I'm with it. The set design and everything is awesome.
It also looks arduous and looks like it must have been a fucking pain in the ass to put together because this fungus is fucking everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And there's lights and moving stuff everywhere, and everyone's in full costume. But they also run into
Granny Van Dam.
Wait, oh, that's right, they do first. Oh shit.
She's like, you boys and cool. You guys are new in town.
Look at you, how strapping young lads. Take those off, both of you. Take them off.
Wait, what are you talking about, lady? Take what off?
Drop your fucking pants.
She pulls out a gun. I said, drop your pants.
Take off your clothes.
But they do. They run some woman. They ask her for directions. She's like,
You're not from around here, are you?
and you're like, no. And she's like,
Good. Give me everything you have.
And she's like, she's fucking shocks him with this shotgun.
but then my favorite side character comes in.
Oh, Big Bertha?
This large, what I can only describe as like Samoan-looking woman.
Was she corpulent? Very corpulent?
This large, like I guess that's a Samoan-looking woman with a very funny-looking haircut walks up in this fucking red low-cut dress covered in spikes, picks this woman up, body presses her over the fucking railing
Into a car.
But then, like, Granny Van Dam, like, immediately recovers and fucking carjacks the car she lands in, just continuing this strain of chaos.
She shoots this motherfucking guy in the armpit and he passes out in the car. And then there's like a fucking 3-car pileup.
Yeah.
Well, she grabs the crystal off of Luigi as like payment.
Yeah.
You know, and this woman, this Big Bertha, she fucking throws her, and then she has the crystal. And, you know, Mario and Luigi are like, we kind of need that. And she's like, fuck you. And she just, she bounces off.
Yeah, she has these things called... So in this movie, they have these things called stompers, which are like these fucking boots that you can put little bullet bills in and fucking fly around with.
Also known as Karibo shoe.
Oh, there you go.
See, I thought this was, well, okay, it could be either of these things. I thought it was just their way of saying, like, oh yeah, they run and jump on things. Like, I thought it was them giving them, like, some kind of means of propulsion for doing this. Either way, I kind of like these things.
Could go either way, man.
The proverbial stompers, but, like, we don't step on any Goombas, which is a missed opportunity.
No, we just use them to fucking Mary Poppins from one place to the other.
Well, keep in mind that Goombas are like 6 to 7 feet tall, if not even taller.
Yeah, you're gonna spend a lot of gas just getting up on one of their heads. Like,
We're gonna get to the whole Goomba thing and how they're manufactured.
Well, we see a Goomba kind of like watching Mario and Luigi, and then we cut to Koopa, Dennis Hopper, and he's got his hand in this, like...
Wax
glue or fucking soap or some shit.
He's a fucking germaphobe.
This threw me for a loop.
this is brought up once, I think, in like a few minutes, and then I don't think it's ever brought up again.
What, the germaphobe thing?
Yeah.
It's throughout the whole fucking movie, dude.
Is it really? Because I don't...
It's a lot more just implied throughout.
He's like cleaning off his hands and shit.
I want to bring it up. When Big Bertha steals this fucking rock and stompers away, there's a shot of her flying across from one catwalk to the other. There's a quick moment where she's supposed to be looking forward, but she awkwardly looks right towards the camera and then looks back where she's going. It's really funny looking.
We also get to meet this character of Lena, played by Fiona Shaw, a.k.a. Aunt Petunia from Harry Potter?
Sure is, Aunt Petunia.
I don't understand this character's presence in this film at all.
I don't understand what their big fucking problem with the princess is. Am I just missing something?
She's just hard for Koopa, and Koopa wants the princess to merge the realms, and she's just not having it, because she's like, well, you want the princess more than me.
And Koopa's like, yeah, because the princess actually has some kind of pragmatic means. What is your deal? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Go away. Yeah.
Is the implication there that Lena is just like Koopa's sex slave?
Basically. Sex serpent? There you go.
It's more like secretary or some shit. Like, I don't see her do anything.
I think it's a little bit of both.
His secretary.
It's his courtesan?
It's his mistress and his bookkeeper.
Well, regardless, this is the first time you hear Koopa explain how he wants to merge the realms, because guess what, folks? We're going to be hearing this for the rest of the movie.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
Where's the rock?
I love this fucking moment because he starts anime speaking. He's like, he just fucking, like, unsolicited. They're like, hello, Koopa. He's like, I must have the rock so I can merge the worlds and de-evolve the mammal. It's like, no one asked you to say that. Why are you doing this?
Get rid of the mammals!
Yeah, like, he just starts announcing his evil intentions. Like, it's so weird.
I mean, he is Koopa.
Yeah, but even Koopa is like...
If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be him.
Yeah, okay, alright, yeah. But usually he does it when there's, like, a Mario around. It's like, it's his coworkers. I'm sort of like, yes, we've heard you say this over and over again, sir.
Well, he's saying it to Lena and his cousins, and, like, they're not stupid enough to, like, say anything to him like, yeah, we heard this one before.
Well, yeah, because Iggy and Spike are there, and they brought Daisy, and they're like, yeah, we got Daisy, and he's like, excellent, the princess. Now, where's the rock? Rock, sir? I told you to remind him.
Yeah, that was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, oh, rock, I forgot about the rock. He's like, you forgot the rock? He's like, he forgot about the rock. He's like, I told you to remind you about the rock. I would say the chemistry between those two are great, and the chemistry that Dennis Hopper has with these two is great too, because his fed up, like, the level of fed up he gets them by the middle of it is really sincere and believable. Also, he keeps looking for reasons to not murder them.
Yeah, but he always threatens them, but he never does it, right?
Yeah, he comes really close and just finds, like, well, okay, I'll talk about that when it happens, because I'll talk about this lore-destroying thing they have in this movie. This instant problem solver.
So Koopa, yeah, he sends Iggy and Spike back out to retrieve the rock from the, quote, plumbers.
Oh, he puts out a plumber alert across the city.
He's like, yeah, they go, who has the rock? And they go, some plumbers. And Dennis Hopper, as Koopa, goes, plumbers. And he goes,
Plumbers.
Plumber alert. What?
Excuse me, are there plumbers in this universe?
I don't know.
Well, someone's got to fix those pipes.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think anybody's servicing him, because even Mario later's like, ain't nobody serviced this shit in fucking 100 years.
Yeah, no, that's true.
How do they know what anything is if there's no Roman Empire to invent plumbing?
Because they got Koopa internet.
Koopa internet.
Yeah, it works, you get both dimensions through Koopaverse.
The Wi-Fi?
The Wi-Fi bleeds in interdimensionally. He's just been reading the Earth fucking Wikipedia on everything for years. He's like, oh, that's how they do it.
But it's from the 20s. It's like, it takes a long time to, like, get to the other side.
Oh, so you're telling me, like, Wikipedia entries that he would read in 2017, like in 2000, are available in 2017?
Yeah, there's, like, Leave It to Beaver episodes that are still brand new to them.
That's a real shame.
But wait a second, do they ever get off Gilligan's Island?
They'll find out in about 5 years, Joe.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. They must have been really upset with the dinosaurs finale then.
Yeah, I was upset with the dinosaurs finale.
Dennis Hopper takes out his fucking super scope and shoots the TV. He's like, bullshit!
We go back to Mario and Luigi, and they're on the streets, and they're talking to this fucking guy called Toad, he's got a guitar out, and he's playing a song for them about how Koopa's evil.
Well, he's literally the Toad. He's supposed to be Toad. Like, wow, Toad.
Yeah. This time he's the guy from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man who's singing the Spider-Man theme on the street.
This is fucking Mojo Nixon, dude. I swear to God. You remember that game Redneck Rampage?
Yes.
Yeah, he did a bunch of tracks for that game, like songs.
And he makes a funny song in this movie that gets his ass arrested.
He sure does.
Instantaneously. He's not even done with the song, and a fucking Koopa cop car shows up. And they're like, you can't sing anti-Koopa songs, Toad.
The fucking Koopa Gestapo show up.
Again, people covered in spikes. Like, but it's not, okay, when I say spikes, I don't say Mad Max spikes. I mean, like, pleather spikes that are part of their clothing. Like,
Hot Topic spikes?
Yeah, no, not even Hot Topic spikes, because those can actually do damage. These look like they're soft to the touch.
Yeah, they look like soundproofing.
Yeah, they look like the shit I'm looking at right now in my sound filter.
Like, I'm looking at Koopa Tower right in my fucking sound shield.
If I rip these off and put them on my arms, I blend right in.
So the cops, they bring in Toad, and they grab Mario and Luigi while they're standing there.
You arrested a guy for being a plumber?
While they're getting booked, it cuts back to Daisy real quick, and you see her kind of get thrown in with the other missing women, and she meets up with Mario's girlfriend and like 6 other women that are in there. And I guess this is supposed to be like, again, on this show I like to try to connect the dots, but is this like their version of the princesses from fucking Mario 3? Like, is there enough of them? Does that line up?
I don't think the people who made this movie got past the first game.
All right. Well, just wanted to put that idea out there.
I mean, they had to have, because Super Mario Land has Daisy.
Right.
Yeah, that's her first appearance, I believe.
Well, like, it could be one of those things where, and I'm being very presumptuous here, but, like, they were given a bunch of information from a source who said, like, oh yeah, there's this, and this, and the people who made this or wrote this just sifted through all the noise and found things that sounded appealing.
Are we still talking about Super Mario Brothers, or did we start talking about Game of Thrones? Because I'm starting to get a little confused here.
That was a fucking dynamite take.
So we go to the fucking, the precinct, let's call it. And, they ask for Mario and Luigi's names, and, Mario's like, I'm Mario. And he goes, so, you're Luigi? Luigi's like, no, I'm Luigi Mario. And, you have that joke.
How many Marios between the both of you?
3.
Luigi Mario and Mario.
There you go.
And the whole time, this, like, I guess head cop.
What the fuck?
Just has this fucking other one just with her heel on his shoulder.
Yeah, there's like some, I don't know, dominatrix chick, like massaging him with her heels.
That is where I was like, it was between this and the Big Bertha moment where I was like, this movie's horny. Like, why is this movie so horny? This movie's so sexed up for some reason.
It's very sexy. I don't know about, sexy may be the wrong word. Sleazy is the word I'm looking for.
Well, we go from this to them getting, like, the fucking shakedown. They're sticking tubes down their pants and spraying fucking, water down there or something. They're getting rid of all their gonorrhea and funk down there.
Defungifying their fucking parts.
Hey, my smegma's gone, Mario.
Mine too, Luigi. I can't wait to tell Daniela.
No more regot in my drawers.
They go for their lineup.
Yeah, they're mugshots.
They get handcuffed to the roof, again in a very suggestive looking position. Like 6 Koopa cops with these ridiculous looking, seeming projectile weapons start to like unfold these things, and they don't start screaming because they think they're gonna get shot. It's just 7 like ultra high tech, ultra high powered cameras.
Yeah, they're just like camera guns, and they think they're gonna get like executed, and they have like red dots and everything.
They line up like a firing squad.
Okay, can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah,
because in Koopa's fucking super advanced universe with the Koopa internet and all that shit, you gotta use like a handgun to fucking point at the screen to decide what you want to click on.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about? Like, everything has to be like some kind of adventure? Like,
well, it's like the Nintendo fucking gun, dude. The light gun.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that actually comes up.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the handheld version.
Is it really?
The pistol version. You never had the pistol for regular Nintendo?
No, I just had the Super Scope, which is why that jumped out to me immediately.
I didn't look this up, but I just want to wonder what year did the fucking mouse get invented, because this is silly as shit.
So yeah, they get their pictures taken, and they both look terrified in their fucking photos. And then they get moved on to the interrogation room, where Koopa's just there. And what does he say? He's like, I'm Larry Lizard, and I work for Lizards and Lizards law firm.
Larry Lazard of Lazard and Lazard.
Some shit like that. And he's like, all right, we gotta talk to this goofball named Koopa, like, right now.
I don't think you want to do that.
And he's like, no, we gotta talk to a slime ball tomorrow, tonight, whatever, immediately. And then, like, Luigi says something, and Koopa's like, fatality, and then, like, grabs his fucking head and starts to squish it.
Yeah, because they asked him for the rock. They're like, where's the rock? And he's like, the what? And then he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Where is it?
I like how he goes from 0 to 1,000 real quick. He's like, I don't have the rock. He's like, I'm gonna squish your head.
So then, like, they won't talk or, like, figure out where the rock's coming from or where the rock is. And he's like, somebody stole it from us. And he's like, you're lying. And he takes him to these fucking de-evolution chamber.
Yeah, and Toad's already there. In his brand new spiky fantastic Goomba jacket.
Yeah.
God bless Toad, because the whole time he's getting, for lack of a better way of putting it, executed, he is just mouthing off the Koopa hardcore.
He is Viva la Revolutioning the whole time.
You're a lousy leader.
Yeah.
And he's like, see you later, Toad. And he sends him down the fucking slide. And he the guy from Biodome, fucking, the nerdy guy with the glasses, like, turns the fucking de-evolve switch and turns this...
And it goes,
De-evolve.
Cretaceous. And he fucking turns this guy into, like, a 7-foot-tall dinosaur with a fucking tiny little head. Like, it's a backwards Goomba.
They look so fucking funny.
Yeah. and they're voiced by Frank Welker, all of them.
Yeah, because like he pops out of this thing and he's like,
This fucking guy can't stop smiling the whole time.
well, none of them can. All of them have fucking smiles on. It seems like if they there's like okay, there's a handful of Goomba models. There's Toads, which is kind of like it's a very round head with a very pronounced smile. There's one with a furrowed brow.
Looks like a P block.
Yeah, it does. There's one with like kind of this more serious looking face, and there's ones that are just straight up iguana heads.
And it's funny because like Toad was playing harmonica before that, so now that he's like accepted into the Goomba fucking ranks, they put a fucking Bob Dylan harmonica holder around his fucking head.
And he looks up and
it
goes,
just,
Why is Koopa okay with that?
fuck it, I don't know.
Sure, why not? We're punishing this guy, but give him some toy.
But he says he's while he's talking about the de-evolution thing, he's like, yeah, they become subservient, and he's coming out, he goes,
Yeah.
Goomba.
Stupid. But one of the funniest things is like this thing like talks and like goes and it talks all fucked up, the Frank Welker like fucking monster voice, and his harmonica like plays itself without his mouth actually being on it.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So every time he talks, you just hear like a harmonica sound. Like what the fuck? Anyway, then they escape from fucking jail.
Yeah, he threatens to do that to the Mario Brothers, and like they just they so easily overtake him in seconds. They incapacitate the entire room.
Also, like, before Toad gets de-evolutionized, fucking Koopa goes to him, see you later, alligator. And this is important for later. It's the only reason why I'm even bringing it up now.
It is, and I missed that, so it's one more, it's I will say, this movie has excellent continuity with its jokes and gags. At least the few that I thought landed did anyway. And some of the things they call back to, I'm like, all right, you earned that.
You also find out at this point that Koopa evolved from a T-Rex. He kind of points that out to Mario and Luigi before they try to break out.
Because he says, like, the ultimate punishment basically is, like, I can de-evolve you into a simpler reptile, or I can de-evolve you into primordial sludge.
Well, like you guys were saying, they beat the shit out of everybody, and they throw Koopa in the fucking chair. And they set it to de-evolve, and they throw him in there. But, he's only in there for like 4 or 5 seconds, so it doesn't really affect him too much. But you just see his eyes start twitching and turning different colors.
Okay, this is cool because I think this leads to some very interesting visual touches with Dennis Hopper throughout the movie, especially considering his physical performance. But, like, at some point in the movie, he is walking towards the screen with his arms up, close to his chest, with his hands folded down, kind of rocking side to side like a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I'm like, that has to be a reference to De-Evolution Chamber, and that's actually really funny. And I'm like, you had enough attention to detail to make his transformation from like what he is now into what he becomes later on like actually somewhat gradual until something else happens. But yeah, Mario and Luigi just fucking overtake the room. They slap Koopa in the de-evolution chair. They zap him. They run away. And they escape the jail. They steal a cop car.
Luigi kind of points out that he sees the fungus, has a bomb hanging from it. And he's like, Mario, I think it's giving it to us. He's like, forget it, Luigi. You're fucking crazy.
A building with athlete's foot.
Oh, God. If that's your athlete's foot, fucking, you need a doctor and a priest.
You see this? He wants me to take it. Okay, Luigi, let's go.
Let's go. Yes, yeah, I know. I dropped you on your head when you were a child. I'm sorry.
Get in the fucking car. Let's go. So then fucking Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo jump in this fucking cop car, and they somehow know how to drive it. Because Luigi plays video games or whatever.
Or like Bob Hoskins just starts hitting fucking switches and levers and nonsense.
He's like, this is pod racing, and he hits the fucking gas and they go flying.
He might as well have.
He says, now this is driving.
But these cop cars are seemingly powered through bumper car technology.
Yeah, to the point where he literally mounts like this Joker-ass looking car. And he's like, what happened? Are we still moving? He's like, we're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I hope the guy downstairs knows where we're going.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Joker is just like stabbing fucking Robin to death inside that car. It's this purple-ass convertible.
They're onto us. We gotta expedite this. Give me that crowbar.
So there's like two coppers like on either side of them, and they like fake them out, and they like blow each other up with these fucking
okay, hang on, because they pull up next to I almost said Batman and Robin because of that joke. They pull up to Mario and Luigi and they start firing these fucking weird ass flame throwery projectile.
They're fireballs.
Yeah, they shoot like fireballs out of them.
Okay, but they're shooting them through the car, and it's damaging no one. But then as soon as like Mario and Luigi hit the brakes, suddenly these weapons are hyper destructive and they both blow each other up.
I think what happens is like they both flame each other's ammunition, like the gas or liquid or whatever, and they fucking explode.
Sure, if that helps, it makes sense.
Then Mario and Luigi do this fucking handshake that they keep doing throughout the film. I mean, either for the first or second time, maybe?
Wugga, wugga, wugga.
Glug, 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 glug. Like they're drinking a glass of fucking milk or something. Oh my god, it just dawned on me. Is that the sound when you eat a fucking mushroom in the video game?
Oh my god, it is.
Wow.
Glug, 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 glug.
Wow, we're making all kinds of discoveries of this movie.
Maybe I'm just reading too much into that.
No, I think you might be right on that one.
So more of this whole Luigi, I've got a good feeling thing happens when Mario's like, where do I go? And Luigi's like, what does he say? Take the parkway. And so Mario drives into a tunnel, and Luigi's like, ha! I wanted you to take the tunnel, but I knew you wouldn't listen to me, so I said parkway.
Okay, and now we're in the tunnel. Thanks, Luigi.
And now we're in the tunnel, and we're gonna die, Luigi. Thanks.
Yeah, because they literally drive out of this fucking cavern over a cliff.
It says on the big sign, the Koopahari Desert. Like, and it's out of service, the tunnel. You dead.
But no, fake out. They are saved by, well, it looks like a coincidence, but Luigi's the first one to kind of, well, he pointed out earlier the bomb. But he points out here again. He's like, no, Mario, the fungus saved us. And he's like, yeah, you're stupid.
Yeah, meanwhile, the car's hanging like the fucking Jeep in Jurassic Park, like barely touching the ground almost.
It saved us!
It just snotted us out.
Like a big booger, whatever. The fungus saved it to us, Mario.
So then we cut to Koopa, like, kicking it in a fucking mud bath?
Wait, yeah, like, up to his neck. And he says something like, you know what I love about mud? It's both clean and dirty at the same time. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about there, buddy.
Yeah, when I was a kid watching this, I was like, what is he talking? Is that true? Because it's purifying?
I want to know why Koopa's not with, like, his top scientist trying to fix this fucking de-evolution problem that he's going through. Is he just, like, too proud to admit that it happened to him?
Like, do you think he's aware of it? You think he knows he's like, shit, I'm fucking regressing. I better not let anybody see this?
I think he's spent his budget. Like, it's done. Because he does not have the manpower to get these fucking plumbers back because he sends Iggy and Spike again, but not before evolving them to be smarter?
Okay, all right, nope. Here is where this movie for me, like, if I didn't find this to be a very entertaining film, this would have broken the film in half for me. You have a device that is an instant problem solver at your disposal, and you use it on your stupid ass cousins. You could why not use this on yourself? Why not use this on your trusted advisors? Why not use this on your fucking stupid ass police force that you've decided to de-evolve into dumbass lizards who are so big and burlish they can't do anything?
I was gonna say, like, why don't they just send the Goombas out to get them?
Why? Just why? Why was this in the movie? You can make someone into a genius and you use it once and then forget about it.
Now, okay, wait. If they're getting smarter, why wouldn't their appearance change too?
It says it makes them smarter, but the rest of the film, all it does is make them use larger words and they can communicate better. That's it. It doesn't make them any less of a thundering dumbass.
Well, they can only get so smart.
They downloaded a fucking thesaurus, and there you go.
Is that a dinosaur pun?
Thesaurus Rex.
Yeah, I had a huge problem with this being in the movie because he's like, Dennis Hopper's Koopa's like, I'm gonna make you smarter. Also, if you fail again, I'll just kill you. I'm like, just fucking kill them. What are you doing? Like,
well, he says personally he's gonna kill them this time,
as opposed to impersonally.
I guess because later he's just like, kill them.
I don't know. It just Koopa's all over the fucking place for the rest of this movie. I don't understand what the fuck he's doing.
Like, was he gonna just have them devolved? But now it's like, hey, if you fuck up again, I'm gonna pull a pistol out and shoot you in the face.
I'm gonna execute you.
Right?
Like, what is the implication there?
Oh, he's gonna burn him with a fucking fireball because there is no bullets in this universe.
I'm gonna have you stand in front of a squad of people holding stomper boots, and they're just gonna throw them at you.
He's gonna fuck him in the street and light them on fire.
He's gonna get Corpse Fucker on the line and get him down there stat.
But Corpse Fucker and his pygmy dinosaurs are coming in to fucking execute him.
Yeah, okay, yeah, how many people? 2 plumbers, 1 fat, 1 skinny? Okay, that's gonna, I got my 5.
What was that? If you can't find them, your cousins. That's weird. That's awfully personal.
I mean, I'll fuck them, you're paying me.
They say Corpse Fucker and Iggy and Spike are like, oh no, he'll bring the tiny dinosaurs.
There's like a music cue.
Just be lucky you're not on the dino putt, because there's not that guy standing there with the shotgun that just randomly walks up to you and blows you away. At least you got a chance.
Oh, fuck. It's gonna turn you into dino burgers.
I mean, they're either that, it's one of 3 things. It's dead body meat, it's haggis, which, we know how that one works. The fucking sheep in the basement getting shot and recloned every day. Or 3, it's, regurgitated shit from the pygmy dinosaurs. So, take your pick.
I think it's a little bit of both. Everything.
Have we mentioned how fucking unfun and terrifying our cinematic universe is? It sounds like a fucking miserable place to exist inside of.
Just packs of it, just parts of it.
Well, it's fun for some people, like John.
Like Corpse Fucker.
He's having a blast.
Daniel Baldwin's always having a good time.
He's always drunk, so.
Well, Daniel Baldwin's course always ends in La Paz, so of course he's gonna be happy the whole fucking time. He gets to go to a beach at the end and beat up his dad.
He gets
True.
to kick it in the Caribbean and punch people.
Yeah, and get drunk for like 4 days and then be like, oh yeah, I have something to do, whether it's beat up my dad or go save the future.
I'm gonna threaten you with a gun and then not shoot you.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna fucking use an axe underwater or some shit.
Oh man, fucking turn Daniel Baldwin into a Goomba.
Oh my god, how scary would he be?
They go to hit de-evolve and nothing happens. He's already at the bottom of the totem pole.
It's just Daniel Baldwin in a Goomba outfit getting drunk in Koopa City, and he's like, I'm the leader of the Goombas.
I mean, the only noticeable change is he turns into Stephen Baldwin.
And he's voiced by Frank Welker.
So if you evolve him, he turns into Alec?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. The math's tricky on this one. This is kind of like an Urkel Bruce Lee kind of situation. You don't know what's going to happen until you try.
So would that be Daniel Baldwin's Jurassic period?
We're just going to have to leave that up for the audience's imagination.
Okay.
We get a lore dump a little bit here with Daisy, because Lena goes to the girls and is like, okay, which one of you is Daisy? And, points out, oh, you're the princess we've been looking for. And all the other girls are like, oh my God, you're a princess. Cut to, like, her in her room, and Lena's like, that dress you have on, it was your mother's. And kind of like what Joe was saying earlier, it's like, you never get this woman's name, just your mother.
So, like, did like a Hamlet situation happen where, like, Koopa de-evolved the king somehow into fungus and then fucking married his wife? Like, okay, hold on. If that's the case, he's just Shao Kahn at this point. Like, that's... Swap the Mushroom Kingdom for Edenia, and this is the same fucking movie.
Oh, yeah. And he took his daughter and everything.
Koopa and Lena and any character that's in the know, I think even Toad makes a point to say this, is like, the king, he's still around, he's everywhere.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, I think it was like, you killed my dad, and he's like, no, he's... Around. Yeah.
And then I guess Lena implies that she has an ulterior motive, but I'm still, after watching this movie, unclear of what it actually was. Like, I get her endgame, like, I get that part of it, but I don't know why she's so all about this. Is she, like, trying to prove herself to Koopa or to herself? Like, I don't really get it.
Is it like you don't need the princess to do this because I can do it? Like,
It's just a jealousy thing, I think, honestly. Because that's all Koopa talks about is the princess and the rock.
You never see it bubble, though. Like, the moment you see her, like, her eyebrows are stapled to her fucking, like, the top of her forehead. And she's like, I'm just perturbed at things.
I mean, actually, it does bubble a bunch. Because every time that Koopa mentions the word princess, they show her, like, freak out for, like, a second.
She does this weird, like, snake thing where she moves her fucking head real fast. And it's like... Psst.
Yeah, like a rattler.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Which is weird, because later on she drinks a snake.
And it screams.
Yeah. While submerged in liquid.
I think we're introduced to the fucking super scope here.
We get a quick scene of Mario and Luigi walking around in this desert, just kind of like, oh man, we're lost. Cut to Koopa. Yeah, I got these de-evolution guns. We got to give them to all the Goombas.
He's arming his Goombas with fucking de-evolution guns, super scopes.
I wouldn't give these Goombas fucking nightsticks.
I get glow sticks maybe, but they'd probably poke themselves in the eye with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would have them direct traffic because, like, I don't think these things can actually hold guns. They're too fucking wide.
Goombas directing traffic?
They're just dancing with the fucking, lights in their hands.
Yeah, with the glow sticks. They're at a fucking Goomba rave.
That would be the stiffest rave in the history of raves. Like, it's just a bunch of dudes like just moving up and down,
dancing to fucking polka songs.
Yeah, he gives they give fucking like we said before, Daisy like this weird fucking dress. It's again more Mortal Kombat shit because Shang Tsung also put Sonya in a weird fucking dress.
Yeah.
The parallels between this and that are getting a little scary.
And then Reptile shows up.
Oh yeah, Yoshi chained up, the poor guy.
Oh my god, stop it.
Yeah.
This is getting frightening. Okay, so the Yoshi animatronic is like both impressive and non-impressive at the same time.
Animatronic? This was an animatronic?
Yeah.
Oh, it looked like really bad CGI to me.
Oh man, it's actually a really awesome puppet.
Its problem is like the head is really cool, but then you watch it walk, you're like, oh, that's a toy.
The problem with it is, why is this dinosaur not evolved? Is this like the monkey? Like, you know how like there's human beings and like apes?
Yeah, that's the thing too. It is seeming like having a monkey for a pet, but also it's like Koopa says like, oh yeah, Yoshi was the royal family's beloved pet.
Is that her mother?
Oh my god, de-evolved her into Yoshi?
Could be. As like a fuck you to her?
I don't know. He specifically says some shit like, this dino's been in the family for years, or something.
Yeah, he says the royal family's loyal pet. But also, it's weird to have... It would be like me having one of my, like, distant ancient relatives as a fucking pet that lives in my house.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the goofy fucking Pluto situation.
Yeah, oh, that's
Yes.
exactly what it is. It's weird where you have, like, what's technically your own species, with some, genetic distance there as something that lives in your house and that you fucking chain to the wall and feed.
Except one wears pants and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, that's... One walks upright, and one has a son named Max.
And this isn't a chain chomp, so Koopa comes in and he's being creepy as fuck to Daisy, and he's again, explaining how he's gonna merge the realms and how he plans to do it.
Trying to slip her a fucking Mickey.
Does he try that?
No, but he has like 2 glasses of fucking like vodka or some shit while he's fucking laying down his plan.
What do dinosaurs drink to get drunk?
And then I guess even though, like, Toad was, like, speaking revolt against Koopa, he just kind of keeps him around as Daisy's, like, hand Goomba.
We gotta keep him in the story, man. He's Toad. He's the Toad.
Hand Goomba is a phrase I never want to forget. He's your hand Goomba.
Well, he keeps bringing her food and shit, and she's like, yeah, I'm a vegetarian. You got any steamed vegetables? And he's like, oh.
I love that exchange, too, because he comes in with, like, this fucking tray of, like, what the fuck is it? It's just like raw meat.
It's literally a piece of raw meat.
Yeah, and he's like, ugh. And she's like, do you have any vegetables? And he goes, and then runs away.
I mean, she got that from Baraka and the Tarkatans. They eat people, so it's only natural. That's where they get it from.
Maybe Goombas are actually proto-Tarkatans.
Don't you dare speak down on the Tarkatans like that. As I'm saying that, I'm realizing that Baraka and the Tarkatans were never in the movie, so unless you played the video game, you have no fucking clue what we're talking about.
Hey, whoa, they were totally in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. They got jobbed out in that one scene where Liu Kang drops a cage on them.
In the really bad masks.
Yeah, with the Halloween masks, you're right.
Yeah, they all look like fucking 12-year-olds going out for trick-or-treating.
Thank God nobody remembers that except for you.
The burden is mine.
You carry it on your back.
Yeah, oh man, that's why my back hurts so fucking much.
Carrying the Tarkatan cross through Nazareth.
You just got Baraka on your back with the war banner, and he's just like fucking pointing forward, and you're just like, all right, Baraka.
No, we're not eating man flesh today again, Baraka, okay? Like, I'm not fucking doing it. You don't know what mad cow is, Baraka. I can't explain this to you enough.
It's like your Jacob Marley chain is Baraka.
So, Koopa's trying to put the moves on Daisy, I guess. I guess he's trying to seduce her so that she'll cooperate, but this is a bad idea.
All it's doing is pissing Lena off more. But I guess Koopa doesn't give a shit.
And Daisy's just creeped out anyway, so it's like, ew.
I like how he's sowing the seeds of his own rebellion, because like he just keeps pissing off the people around him.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what happens in true fucking bad guy fashion.
Yeah, he's the architect of his own undoing.
He's like, you ever been kissed by a lizard? And then his tongue comes out, and it's like fucking 5 feet long.
Oh, that's right. And this is kind of one of the other moments where he's like, oh fuck, I am becoming a fucking lizard.
Yeah, like his face gets all fucked up from the de-evolve thing.
Yeah, he kind of turns into like this weird looking fucking Dino Man for a quick second. And he's like, oh shit. He's like, something's wrong.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit, I look weird for a second. Let me kick this dinosaur for no reason.
Yeah.
He calls him a throwback?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, he calls him a throwback.
What the fuck is that? And then he kicks him in the face.
Yeah, this movie's very mean to Yoshi, and it was kind of upsetting.
Yes. Yoshi never really gets it rectified, really.
No, except he like shows up for a minute and he's like, look, I'm fine. So out back in the fucking, down by the Fury Road, on their way to Bullet Town, Mario and Luigi are like having some kind of fucking, Iggy and Spike are spying on them again, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're in the fucking little cart, the fucking Bobcat from fucking Carnosaur driving around the desert.
Oh my god, it is.
Really is Mad Max out there.
No, first, okay, this entire exchange could be ripped right from a fucking Mad Max movie.
Like his Towhead and fucking the Sand People watching this go down.
Obi-Wan's in the background.
They walk in single file.
The Koopas walk single file to hide the numbers.
Yo, a droid? I've never met a droid before. Never once. Not ever in my life. Go away, small robot.
Go away, R2-D2. I've never met a robot.
Never met an R2 unit. Go away, R2-D2. So Iggy and Spike, like, seemingly after they've been hit with smart rays, get into this little fucking go-kart and can't even communicate on a direction to go and immediately drive off a cliff into a mud pit. So again,
yep, sure do.
I don't understand why we made them smart if they're going to keep doing the same shit over and over again.
They're like too smart for their own good kind of thing.
Yeah. Go left, go right. I said go left. You said go right. Ah!
Koopa makes them smart, and then they remember that they actually hate Koopa. They're like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. And Mario and Luigi are like, okay.
Yeah, he makes them just smart enough to realize that their cousin's a shithead.
This whole exchange is my favorite exchange in the entire film.
When they talk about The Rock, when they're interviewing him, interviewing,
and he's
interrogating them.
He's like, where's The Rock? And he's like, where's Daisy? And he's like, where's The Rock, overweening rogue?
Yeah.
Where's Daisy, biscuit head? Like, I don't know, man. It's fucking funny as shit.
It's very Casey Jones Donatello.
Yes.
Where you're just trying to like insult the other one using superior intellect. But both sides sound like immature children.
You get some more meteor lore, but you know
Yeah.
it's really just the same information, but this time it's for Mario and Luigi to know the information.
Yeah.
And you know, this is also where you get that revelation that the Scapellis fucking opened up the portal again. And Mario's just like, Scapellis.
It's weird the movie makes it so relevant because it's never really touched on again.
But Mario's hate runs so deep for the Scapelli guy.
That he has to take a moment to brood over. He's like, Scapelli.
Yeah, it's all Scapelli's fault that we're in a fucking dino dimension right now. Not only has he taken my fucking jobs, but he's gotten me into this predicament.
So are you telling me that Mario is the dad from Fairly Odd Parents who's sitting there going like, he's fucking Dinkelberg.
Straight up.
Yep.
And then they go, where's The Rock? And we'll get you Daisy. And he's like, we can't. A very large woman with red spikes in her boobs took it.
Was she corpulent?
Was she
very
very
corpulent? She was just really round.
Mario and Luigi neither of them get that at all. They're like, what?
It's fucking hilarious. And then Spike's like, Big Bertha, the bouncer at the Boom Boom Bar. And that's where they go. And they dress up fucking Mario and Luigi in like, yeah, they're in like fucking ketchup and mustard ass suits.
Again, more Mortal Kombat references. This is getting obscene. So they show up and they're like, what the fuck? There's a line from Spike, I think, that made me laugh my ass off because they're asking about these outfits. I can't remember like what it was, but they're like they're complaining about the outfits, and Spike's like, no, they belong to my sister.
Yeah, they were my ex-wives.
They were my ex-wives. And like Spike and Iggy immediately just go to the bar and start again, like just calling for revolution. They're like, down with Koopa, slam a drink down.
Let's have a drink. And they're like, whatever, fuck you, go find The Rock.
Yeah, go find The Rock by yourselves. We'll sit over here
and get shit hammered.
And then Mario and Luigi get made immediately.
Yeah, they do.
Like seconds in.
Like, first of all, they know that people are looking for plumbers, and they walk up to this place and go, "Here, hold our plumbing equipment."
They put in a little fucking cage, like a coat drop.
I just like the fact that this woman turns around, and then immediately to her left is a giant fucking wanted poster with their pictures plastered on it, and like no one bats. They don't bat an eye. Like
Daniel Stern had more sense than these guys.
he at least had the sense to run away.
So Mario has to fucking like seduce Big Bertha to give him the stone back.
Oh, this is so weird. Again, where I was like, why is this movie is just so fucking...
I don't know. They're like slow dancing, and he's like, "I'm your main man, you can't spam."
And then she just knocks him out. Well, she knocks him out first. He walks up and he says like, well, yeah, he tries the "I'm your main man, you can't spam," blah, 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 and she just fucking hits him. And then he's like, maybe she's a little shy.
Yeah.
Gets up and goes back over, and he's
He
like...
talks all this smack to Luigi like he's gonna, make her give this thing immediately to him.
He goes, "Nobody could resist the charm of a Mario."
Yeah, and then walks over and... Actually, this kind of tickled me. He's like, "Can you hit me again? The sound of your knuckles pressing against my nose at that velocity just made my heart sing," or something along those lines.
Dance with me, and I'll hit you all you like.
And then proceeds to dirty dance all over him.
Yeah, they're like slow dancing, and the only way I can describe this is trying to fish a fucking ice cube out of the Grand Canyon with your mouth, because the rock is like nestled between her giant bust.
Yeah.
And Bob Hoskins' little mustachioed face is fucking running around in there trying to grab this thing with his teeth.
It's giving her chest a fucking mustache ride.
I'm imagining Bob Hoskins' literal tiny face with like little hands and legs just like running around her fucking cleavage.
Well, he does that. He tries to bite it, then that doesn't work. Then he goes up. She's like leaning up against him, like rubbing on him, and he's trying to like grab it from behind. That doesn't work. Then finally he like spins her around, and I guess spins the necklace like around her neck in the process, and like just bails.
Yeah.
Oh, here's my thing. He walks away, and she loses a man dressed in a fucking luminescent red suit. In a crowd
he's in the yellow suit,
yeah,
isn't he?
yellow, that's right. Yellow suit in a crowd full of people wearing all black. And she's like, "Oh my god, the man of my dreams has disappeared into the night."
Well, you know what? Bertha got, a little confused because Dance Like a Dinosaur just started playing out of nowhere.
You bet it fucking opened the door, get on the floor, because everybody's about to do the dinosaur.
Which, I don't know why that song exists in this universe.
As this happens, Lena comes in with the Goombas because they get a call from that woman we were talking about at the check-in. And, they immediately... They just go right after them.
They start doing like a Statue of Liberty play with this fucking rock, with this meteorite piece. They're like throwing it around the fucking dance floor and shit.
Oh, that's right. And then it drops onto the floor, which, by the way, every floor in this building, outside of Koopa's building...
It's just a grate.
Is a grate. That's all it is. Well, it looks like everyone's just walking around on a fucking Lego surface the entire time. Like, it looks painful.
Yeah.
And the rock kind of falls in between the gratings, and Lena steps on it, and Mario's like, "Bail."
Yeah, she steps on it, and then she drinks that fucking worm or snake
And it goes
or whatever.
like,
and
it's like no, don't drink me, or something.
Why didn't Mario just take this fucking thing from underneath her boot?
Or push her over, or do something?
That's what I mean.
She's got dinosaur strength.
Maybe she does. I don't know.
I don't know. We never see her do much except for scowl and get electrocuted.
I was going to say, did you say scowl angularly?
No, scowl.
Because that's what her face looks like. It's so geometric.
It is. It is, and it's not naturally that way. She's just making this very angular face the entire movie. It's very pointy.
She's great in this.
Yeah, she kind of is. So then they run away, and like they get to the front of the building, and Bertha steps in front of them, turns around, and sucker punches the woman at the front.
Punch her the fuck out.
Yeah. And then says, "In here," and suddenly makes a face turn, and I guess was so turned on by Mario's very deceptive dance moves.
Well, she blows his fucking world.
She sure does.
She blows his fucking world because she pulls him close and she kisses him on his lips, and you know what? Mario's life has changed forever after that.
He's got a stain on his pants.
Yeah, and it's not icy hot this time.
Over here, pudgy buns.
And then she gives them the stompers as well, and they make their escape.
Then Luigi finds another bomb, but I want to say this time Mario actually pockets it. He's finally like, okay, it's too much of a coincidence. Luigi, just shut the fuck up about it. I'll take
Trust the fungus.
it. And somehow, fucking Mario ends up with all this shit by the end of the movie that Luigi, collects throughout.
Yeah.
Well, I think the movie also remembered that Mario has to be the hero, because if they didn't, it wouldn't be called, the Mario Brothers.
Luigi grabs the mushroom, and then they jump into a fucking garbage truck towards Koopa Tower.
They takes him right there, too. It's like the magic whistle, but a fucking garbage truck.
And Mario's like, how the hell are we going to get in there? And Luigi's like, nothing's impossible, Mario.
You just gotta believe.
Luigi never offers up an actual solution to anything. He just keeps saying, you gotta believe, and Mario's like, okay.
So this is the first, actual time that we see Koopa interact with the king, who is now fungus. This is that scene where you find out that he de-evolved the king into fungus, and he's all over the place. But the central nucleus, if you even want to fucking call it that, this big ball of shit lives in this little.
It's kind of fucking cool looking.
Yeah, it lives in this fucking little Devo chamber. And it comes out and it talks to Koopa. Well, not really.
It comes out and says, "Correct that whip."
Yeah. Are we men or are we Devo?
Keep in mind, this thing is if you've never seen the movie, is just hanging from the ceiling, and there's this real dusty ass
Throne.
basically royal looking chair sitting below it.
It's did he take the king's throne with the king in the throne and just stick him in his chamber, or is that the king's royal chamber? It's just this chair in the middle of a fucking white ass room.
I think he's just being a sadist. He de-evolved him in the chamber, and he's like, "No, take that chair out of there and put that chair in. Look, there's your throne."
Oh, here's your chair, your highness. And the king has been devolved into, we said, fungus, but it's this kind of like a nesting pod. This is my second Half-Life reference, but the fucking barnacles in Half-Life are a good reference. Those things that hang from the ceiling and have the tongues that stick out and eat you if you get too close to them.
Right.
It looks like that, but then there's a central, a bulb that hangs out of it, like a fucking gross-looking testicle. And that's, the king. That's basically, his brain, I guess, is this. It's where he's been centralized.
It looks like the fucking Death Star trash compactor monster's eyeball.
It does.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple shots of it, of mucus falling off of him, and I think there's one shot where the mucus falls the wrong way.
Koopa's going on about, oh, you said you always wanted to be everywhere, and now you're everywhere, and excuse me for a moment. And Koopa goes in the other room, and he gets on the phone. He goes, hey, yeah, I want to get a pizza, Koopa special.
Oh my god, this is the best joke in the movie.
You want pterodactyl tail on that, sir?
Yeah, oh yeah, and spicy.
And spicy.
It's important we bring this up.
Make sure you put some Frank's Red Hot sauce on there.
Koopa's red hot.
We don't have it in this dimension, sir.
We'll get it from Brooklyn.
Go to Earth and steal it.
He's got to squeeze one of those fucking red melons that lets Yoshi shoot fucking fire out of his mouth.
So, yeah, it's very important that he orders that pizza, because it's actually an important point of contention for the next 30 minutes.
Between the Devo and the fucking pizza, this guy's on a losing streak.
Yeah. So Mario and Luigi, they hop off this fucking trash truck, and get into the basement of Koopa Tower.
Yeah, they go into the basement area of Koopa Tower, and they find some fucking some outfits that are the right size for them, I guess.
What the? Okay, this blew my mind, because I couldn't remember how they got the outfits.
They're just in a locker.
They're just in a locker, but it's after Mario basically we're going to freeze these pipes that have never been serviced before, ever. And why we do this is still kind of ambiguous.
They made it to the precinct without fucking picking up any bullets, and they fucking killed Brad Vickers and got the special key. That's how they got these fucking outfits.
So, yeah, they freeze the pipes, and they're like, yeah, we'll freeze them out. I'm like, all right, and I don't know why, but okay.
Because they're, well, in my head, I'm like, they're cold-blooded, but I'm like, they didn't say that.
Yeah, exactly. So then they begin, they get the outfits that they're fucking, well, first, Mario's like, we'll do it like we always do, like plumbers, or something like that.
He goes, how are we gonna get up there? And he goes, like Mario's. Whatever the fuck that means, are you gonna jump on blocks?
And then cue the scene they had to put in the trailer, which is the elevator doors opening, and Luigi in his green and blue, and Mario in his red and blue, and they high five. I'm like, there's no reason for that to be in this movie.
Glug, 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 glug.
And also now, while they're in the elevator, we get my second favorite scene in the whole movie. This elevator is industrial sized, and we find out why in a second, because two Goombas walk in, and are so fucking wide that Mario and Luigi can just slip right behind them and they just hide. The problem is it keeps stopping every floor, and more Goombas keep coming in, and more Goombas keep coming in, and they're stuck in a whole fucking elevator, these things. And this, like, slow, like, jazz music or some shit is playing over the speakers.
It's like a polka song.
And Luigi's like, hang on, I got an idea. These things are stupid, so let's make them dance.
And he grabs this fucking thing, this lizard man by the hips and starts swaying him side to side.
And then so he lets go and it just keeps going. And it's like, his head is all into it and he's just like kind of moving back and forth.
They're like humming the fucking song and shit.
And like Luigi keeps walking up to each one of these things and then Mario starts to help him and they just start rocking them back and forth in sequence. And then until like, eventually the doors open behind them, they get out. And as they escape, the Goombas turn around and start slow dancing with each other.
Yeah, and then Sergeant fucking Goomba comes up and starts yelling at him.
He's like,
and they all stop.
Is Bobcat Goldthwait the fucking Goomba? Bobcat Goomba? This fucking Goomba goes, turn hot.
And there was some cool, like, there's a couple of, like, extra Goomba, like, there's one with goggles or some shit. Like, they all have, there's, like, I think you get the biggest variety of Goombas in the movie. And I was surprised at how many of these fucking suits they made.
Isn't that nice? They gave him, like, sports goggles so he could see.
Yeah, and, like, there's, like the design of their heads is kind of, you know, it's not too varied, but I was surprised that, like, yeah, like I said, the one had sports goggles, like, and Toad's identifiable, and, like, Sergeant Goomba is identifiable. But, again, like, there was, like, I don't know, like 12 of these things in this fucking elevator?
Yeah, there's only the lizard head and the round head.
Yeah,
that's it.
But still, I was like, props to you guys for making so many of those fucking suits to give me, like, a believable number of these things in any given location at one time. Now I believe you have an army of these things. Mario and Luigi also, I think they come across another elevator shaft.
Well, that's how they get out. They climb through the fucking roof of the elevator
right. Yeah,
when
that's
it's
true.
stopped.
Yeah, they get out. They have to get from one side of it to the other, so Luigi's like, once again, like, you just gotta believe, Mario, I'm gonna jump across the elevator shaft. And he goes to it, Mario's like, Luigi, no! Covers his eyes, and Luigi's like, look, I drank the fizzy bubble thing from Willy Wonka, and I'm flying.
Fizzy lifting
drink.
I'm flying, Mario. I just told you, man. Just have faith. Just jump.
This was a cruel prank that could have gotten someone killed.
He fucking sent Bob Hoskins right to his death because he's like, jump, and he's like, wait, don't do it. Like right when he's about to jump, because I guess when Luigi jumped, he got hooked on a fucking, his belt got hooked on a fucking hook or some shit.
Yeah.
And yeah. Bob Hoskins falling down this fucking shaft, and the fungus fucking stretches out and makes a trampoline for him.
Luigi almost killed Mario.
Straight up.
Undoubtedly almost killed Mario.
Due to, like, a really obvious, like, error.
Like, first of all, if you're Mario, you should look up and go, yeah, the seat of your pants is being lifted. You're obviously being supported by something. But, yeah, eventually, yeah, like, the fungus makes a trampoline, and finally Mario is like, wow, yeah, maybe I should trust the fungus.
Right, and then you go to this scene where Daisy's with Yoshi, kind of comforting Yoshi, and Lena comes in, and she's kind of like, fuck it, Koopa's gonna do what Koopa's gonna do. I didn't wait this long for this plan to go through, for it to not happen, because, you know, she wants these realms to fucking merge. Whatever her prerogative is, that's her end goal. So she goes to Daisy with a fucking knife, and she holds it at her throat.
Yeah, well, yeah, but she's about to fucking kill her, and it's like she's the key. She doesn't understand that she's the key to merge the realms.
Right.
And now that actually we've been talking about it like this, I kind of get where she's coming from now, because, like, this whole thing is important, and then Koopa just fucked off in his office and ordered a pizza.
Yeah, straight up.
Lena threatens Daisy, and doesn't Yoshi get her with his tongue?
Yeah, he shoots his fucking tongue out and grabs her by the foot. And then she stabs this poor little bastard.
Yeah, right in the shoulder.
With, like, one of her earrings or some shit? Like, it's...
Well, she has a knife. It's the knife she had pulled on Daisy.
Oh, she's the mom of, what's-her-face from Punisher, isn't she?
Well, you know, she is Aunt Petunia, so I could see the connection.
Yeah, and she has blades in her earrings, she got blades in her high heels, she has blades in her fingers.
My hair is knives.
My hair is knives.
God, they could have really used her at the Battle of Hogwarts.
This is true.
Yeah, seriously. So, yeah, Daisy gets away, Lena stabs Yoshi. He's not shown being killed. Actually, it's not really shown that he's too hurt. But still, how fucking dare you?
Daisy runs off, and she's with Toad.
She runs right into Toad, who has a plate full of vegetables.
And then these fucking Goombas set him on fire.
Yeah, because at some point before this all goes down, Koopa's just basically like, yelling at Iggy and Spike because everything's going to shit, and he's like, fuck it, just kill him. And they bump into Daisy and Toad, and the two Goombas that are with Iggy and Spike, open fire on Toad for protecting Daisy.
Yeah, and this is actually the sequence where you see Dennis Hopper walking like a literal T-Rex.
Yeah, down, like, it's like this fucking low shot of him trucking down this fucking hallway.
Yeah, and he's got his fucking hands up by his chest, and he's doing this, like, it's so good looking. But then, like, Iggy and Spike, like, pull the full curtain. Well, first, Daisy's like, she's like, I have to help Toad, and she, like, sprays him with a fire extinguisher, and he's all
the while playing his fucking harmonica while he's on fire. Yeah. It's just like, Argh!
Then, like, Iggy and Spike grab Daisy. They're like, we've always been your biggest supporters. I'm like, you have?
I don't think so.
Sure.
But then, like, they say, like, oh, we've always been loyal to your king, to your father, the king, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, by the way, here's your dad.
Your dad's the fungus. Bye.
This is when Yoshi comes in. Yoshi's fucking chained up, but this thing has, like, pretty free range because it comes all the way from her room to this fucking king's chamber, still chained up.
Yeah.
And she finally, like, takes the chain off of Yoshi and pulls the knife out of him.
Yeah, what the fuck was with that?
There's 300 feet of chain. Like,
I got 1,000 feet. If it runs out, just cut it.
Koopa goes to the store. He's like, I need chain. He's like, I got 10 feet. I got 400 feet. Well, all right, fine, 400 feet.
She's on, Daisy goes on the computer, and she starts, like, relaying information to Mario and Luigi over, like, a loudspeaker. And Koopa sees her on the monitor, and he starts freaking out. And then he gets a phone call, and he's like, oh, yeah, is it my pizza? And it's like, no, sir, it's the police. We started the invasion on the mammals. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because Lena sent the fucking troops out.
Which is weird because, like, so there are Goombas there ahead of him, correct?
I guess, at least a few, I'm assuming, based on the way this plays out.
Luigi, I guess, finds Daisy in the throne room.
And they meet the king, kind of, but they don't actually see anything. It's just kind of like the butt part kind of comes out for a second.
And it's an honor to meet you.
It's an honor to meet you, sir. Mario's like, Luigi, you're talking to a big snot bubble.
You're talking to the mildew in the shower.
Yeah, which is like Mario, how fucking dare you? Like,
that's the king, dude.
So then, yeah, Daisy's like, oh, did you save the other girls, Marlena and everyone? And he's like, oh, fuck, my girlfriend? He's like, no, I gotta go save him. So Mario, books it the fuck out of there, starts running down the hallway where Daisy tells him to go.
This is also the first time Mario has become aware that Daniela was kidnapped too.
Right.
He's like, oh yeah, Daniela, and Mario's like, what? She's like, oh, did you not know?
I feel like Mario would have left them all there if Daniela wasn't part of the group.
Yeah, I mean, he probably also thought about it because he had this thing going with Big Bertha that he was like kind of maybe gonna go with. He wasn't totally sure about it yet.
He's like, oh, I have a girlfriend at home.
Up on Cripple Creek starts playing.
So he runs off, and then as soon as he fucking turns the corner down the hallway, the Goombas show up with Koopa and they capture Daisy and Luigi like
instantaneously.
Yeah, like the second Mario's out of sight. You're under arrest. Ah, fuck.
Well, yeah, because Mario now has become the hero of the film. And he starts to engage in, like, the most physical hijinks that either of the two of them get into. So he goes to save Daniela. Daniela's, like, pacing back and forth in this room with a couple Goomba guards.
Yeah, one of them's fucking got a picture of a dinosaur it's coloring with a crayon.
It's drawing, yeah, and she walks up and she looks at it, she's like, okay. Yeah, and then Mario's, like, on a catwalk above them, again, with more gratings. And he's, like, mouthing to Daniela. He's like, I'm gonna save you, or whatever. And then Daniela pulls her friend over, and she's like, basically mouthing, she's like, hey, keeping the down low, but Mario's like above us and he's gonna help us. And this stupid ass woman goes, hey, Mario!
And she goes, hi, Mario! And then the fucking Goombas start fucking shooting at him.
Everyone, all these villains are just useless. Well, first, someone sends this fucking Goomba on his ass.
One of the girls kicks him in the dick or something, or punches it in the head.
This would have been the perfect spot for him to jump on one of these things' fucking head, because he's like above them.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna happen, and when it didn't, I was furious. Someone sends this Goomba like over a fucking bench, but like I'm thinking about the poor dude in that suit, and like I'm like that must have felt like being tossed down Niagara Falls in a fucking barrel. It's definitely a dummy when they run by and punch it again because it flippity flops like it's made of fucking rubber. Like,
yeah, the one that screamed and notified them all fucking punches this thing in the head after Mario knocks it out.
He's like, get the mattress, get the Goomba mattress.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, grab the Goomba mattress, which is like this long ass fucking mattress, which I thought was funny.
So they froze these fucking pipes before, so they like pull the vent shaft off, or the vent cover off, and they all pile onto this mattress, and they fucking Cool Runnings down this goddamn chute.
And then like the fucking Offspring or some shit is playing over to some like 90s butt rock. It comes from nowhere. It's like
Power Man 5000 just starts playing.
What is it? What's going on here?
So Mario literally is just surfing down this fucking thing on this mattress with all these women.
It plays out like a fucking Donkey Kong Country level. Like they're tobogganing down this fucking tunnel. The fucking Goombas get on their own mattress.
Yeah, 3 of them.
And give chase.
And there's like fucking icicles hanging and shit, and Mario and the girls are like ducking under it, and these Goombas just crash head first into it.
And like, yeah, don't they knock one off of it? Like, I think they throw something behind it and it bonks this dude in the head.
Well, Mario, he takes a fucking wrench and just like pinpoint precision sticks it in this fucking hole in this sewage drain, and it just like topples their goddamn mattress. It just like flips over entirely on the Goombas.
And it is hysterical looking because, again, it's these giant fucking suits that are just being thrown in their faces.
The funniest part is there's like 2 of them left, and they're just like laying on their stomachs, sliding towards Mario.
Yeah, and like one surfing the other one.
Yeah, just and they're collecting frost on their face and shit.
Simultaneously, while this is all happening, Koopa and a few Goombas are taking Daisy and Luigi down to the city. I guess to take them somewhere. I don't even really know where they're taking them. And I believe Toad's also there. And as they're on the streets about to get into a cab, Mario and these women fly out of this fucking sewer pipe. And they crash into the Goombas that are holding Daisy and Luigi.
Yeah, they crash into the fucking Thwomp store where they like sell stompers.
Yeah, these fucking Goombas are just there to get knocked over by shit, and I'm here for it all fucking day because it looks funny every time.
The only thing we're missing is a bowling pin sound effect like we got in Critters 2.
I thought the match was going to take them outside.
Well, it does, technically.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to take them to like the desert.
Yeah, like the end of Total Recall, and their fucking eyeballs are going to pop out and everything.
So yeah, the mattress fucking flies out, and seemingly nobody on that first mattress is hurt.
And then Daisy, Luigi, Mario, and the women, they'll meet up, and Koopa gets another call. His fucking pizza's ready.
Sir, your pizza's here. And he's like, not now. Yeah. Before that, he's like just like in the middle of like more action. He's like, where's my pizza?
Right. And then he gets the call about the pizza, and then he hangs up, and he's about to blow all of these people away, and then he gets another call, and it's like, what now? And the main cop's like, the Goombas are dancing again, sir.
Oh, yeah.
My second favorite callback. And then, what's it called? They kind of, like, Mario tells Daniela, he's like, take the girls and go with Luigi and Daisy and get to the portal and get them out of here.
Not before him and Luigi fucking stick the bullet bills in these stompers they grab out of the store and just fire them at him.
Oh, yeah, and just start firing them at Goombas who are getting knocked over. I'm like,
They fire one at Koopa.
They knock him over a fucking, like, balcony, and he, like, falls into, like a vat.
The construction bucket that we see more than once.
I mean, he has the crystal. I forget how he gets it, but he has it, and he drops it in the process. And Lena's just, like, kind of walking around the area, and she sees him drop it, and she reaches out for it, falls over the railing, and just gets fucking electrocuted as she grabs it.
She falls on top of, like, I said earlier, it's bumper car technology. She falls on top of, like, the fencing that the bumper car, like, poles are attached to and just gets electrocuted to fucking back.
Yeah, don't whiz on the electric fence.
I remember how she loses it in the first place, because when she goes to go put it in the meteor earlier in the film, Koopa's goons grab her and give it to him. And then, this is kind of like the full circle moment where she gets it back.
Yeah. Well, then she gets electrocuted, and she's like, woo! She goes fucking crazy, and she's like, I've got the rock, and just runs away with it.
She goes crazy.
Yeah. Well, she goes even more crazy. Like she gets Frankenstein's Bride of Frankenstein hair.
Yeah.
Complete with gray streak.
And I'm pretty sure this is where we get our third bomb, because Luigi's like yells up at Mario because Mario is on like the same platform as Koopa is, and he's like, trust the fungus, Mario. So he grabs the bomb, but he pockets it.
Well, Koopa, when he gets hit by this boot, he falls in his fucking teacup.
Yeah, he falls into this fucking this like vat thing. I don't even know what this is, just hanging in the middle of the city.
It's like for cement or some shit, but I'm pretty sure, again, maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like his fucking teacup from Super Mario World.
Maybe that's exactly what that is.
Mario makes a fucking distraction because so Lena has the stone, so Mario like undoes one of his shoelaces, and he like keeps tricking Koopa like to think he's got the rock. to like distract them.
So and they have that big exchange on the bucket, and then they get back on a different platform.
Meanwhile, Luigi and Daisy get all the girls from Brooklyn, and they're running back to the meteorite spot, and they push them all through the fucking portal, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they all fell to their death because of that gap.
Yeah, he just shoved them all into that fucking canyon.
Right, because Lena is there. She actually has merged the fucking piece back to the meteorite, and Luigi and Daisy are like, no, don't do that. You're gonna, you can't do this. She's like, oh, I've already done it. And, the world starts to merge, and Koopa's fucking laughing, and him and Mario get Thanos'd away.
And Lena fucking flies into the side of the fucking wall and gets fucking vaporized.
Yeah, she's like Debbie from the end of fucking Addams Family 2.
Yup.
And she's just embedded in the wall, just this skeleton with this fucking hair frizzed out, like embedded in the stone.
She can't take it because Daisy's the only one who can, like, fucking manipulate the stone.
But then the big thing now is, because the realms started to merge, Luigi and Daisy are trying to rip this fucking stone out of the bigger meteor. And Luigi's like, all of a sudden now Luigi's no longer the apprentice, and he's like, oh yeah, give me this tool. And she's like handing it to him out of his belt.
It said, like, as long as he is physically touching Daisy, he won't get blasted into the walls.
Yeah.
What is this, an infinity stone?
Yeah, I was gonna say, in order to hold the fucking power stone, they need to hold on to each other.
Yeah, they gotta show their one family.
At least in one movie.
Oh, by the way, Daisy, like, it's so weird because, like, the chick who plays Daisy and John Leguizamo, like, look like each other. Like, they could be brother and sister, but they're, like, love interests. I don't know, it's weird.
I see that a little bit.
Also, Mario and Koopa are kind of staring each other down on the bridge, and like Joe was saying, he has the shoelace, and Mario pulls out the fucking bomb and winds it up.
I love this sequence because the movie treats the bomb, this tiny little fucking cute looking toy, as a destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
Because he takes it out and he winds it up, and like people start running for their fucking lives. They're like, "Ba-bomb!"
Dude, this is like the original Noisy Cricket.
Very much so. And even Koopa's like, "You wouldn't." Like,
there's a great gag where it just fucking walks to like the edge of this part of the bridge, and it just fucking falls over and just tumbles through the fungus. And you kind of like, as the movie progresses, it kind of like, as things are happening, it keeps cutting back to this bomb walking slowly but surely like across the fucking street.
it has the longest wick in the history of explosives.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
This thing is just like the whole time, but like,
it's a great gag.
yeah, it's fantastic. At some point, it falls in front of a moving car, and this dude's it's like 2 inches tall, and this guy goes, "Ba-bomb!" backs up violently and causes like a 4-car pileup.
Yeah, well, he hits his brakes, which I didn't think they had, because Mario's like, this thing doesn't have any brakes.
Just gotta run everyone off the road.
Well, the thing is, he says this car has no brakes, but there's like 4 shots in the movie of people just driving and just running into shit. So I think that maybe that actually holds some water. But the problem is this dude actually hits his fucking brakes and stops.
So Koopa and Mario are on the fucking bridge, and since Lena put the fucking stone back in the meteorite, the two worlds are merging. So they start disintegrating.
Yeah, they get Thanos'd.
Yeah, Koopa's like, you don't have the rock. He's like, we're merging. And then they end up like, so Koopa, the Goombas, only like 3 Goombas, and Mario like end up at the dig site in New York where Scapelli is.
Yeah, just randomly hanging out there.
Yeah, why is he there?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess to shut it down or keep working. I don't know. I have no idea why he's there.
He's like, where's your boss? I'm here to threaten her again.
So fucking Koopa takes the fucking the super scope and goes to shoot Mario, and he jumps out of the way and he shoots fucking Scapelli and turns him into a fucking monkey.
Yep, and there you have it, the origins of Cybo-Man.
What, you mean the Scapelli crime family didn't know what to do with this thing, so they donated it to Dr. Angelo?
They gave it to Pierce Brosnan.
Lines up for me.
Yep, that's it.
And then Dennis Hopper goes, "Monkey!" Like, overjoyed the fact that he just turned a man into a monkey. Like, he just stops.
No, he goes to shoot Mario, and Mario pulls his fucking mushroom out. He's like, you gotta believe, Mario, and then...
He goes, "Trust the fungus," and the fucking mushroom grows into a Captain America shield and deflects the Devo Ray back at Koopa.
They like dematerialize again, and because Luigi and Daisy get the fucking meteorite piece out of this meteorite, right? The rock piece. So the dimensions like become 2 separate ones again, and then Mario, the Goombas, and Koopa go back to Koopa Town, and they're on the fucking bridge, and Toad shows up, or Daisy and Luigi show up, and then Toad shows up and hands Luigi 2 fucking Devo guns, and then he like stompers over to Mario, and as he's flying over, Koopa's just screaming at him, plumber, and shooting
that's right.
the Devo gun at him in the midair.
Gunnar Henson's in the crowd. He just turns. He's like, "Me? You talking to me?"
Plumber. My name's Plumber.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's where he came from. He came from Mushroom Kingdom.
Just puts his hood up and keeps walking.
He's like, oh, you're not looking for me. Okay, I'll go somewhere else.
He's like Aragorn. He's like going from city to city.
Well, he is, it's Gunnar Henson the White, so he just goes wherever he pleases. Luigi and Mario, they got these fucking Men in Black guns. They got these Devo guns pointed at Koopa, and he comes forward about to shoot them in response, and fucking Toad starts singing, and all the Goombas start singing, and Koopa gets distracted, and they're like, all right, fire. And then Mario and Luigi just fucking unload on this guy for like a solid 5 or 6 seconds with these guns.
This is when you get this is the coolest visual thing in the movie for me, because Koopa doesn't turn into, his fingernails get super fucking long, and his eyes they squint all the way down, and he gets a huge row of fucking fang teeth.
He's like anthropomorphic dinosaur man.
Yeah, he looks like fucking Venom or something, like, pale Venom. It's kind of fucking cool looking.
Yeah, so he gets shot, and then he gets shot by them both. Then the bomb blows him up. He flies in the air, lands back in that teacup thing, and then he's like this weird abomination you guys are describing.
Then he's like this big fucking sloppy dinosaur puppet, and they're shooting this thing in the face with this Devo's guns.
This is some Vigo shit.
He's back in the painting.
That's what I was thinking of just a second ago. I was trying to get a good look at this fucking thing, and I couldn't, because I guess they just didn't want to show it to you.
I guess so. I guess they were like, that's kind of silly. Let's not show that. And it's like, no, more of that, please.
Well, because it looks like a goofy-ass, half T-Rex, but then it becomes, a bad CG T-Rex. And then I guess they blasted him so much that this T-Rex just turns into, a big, giant fucking loogie.
Well, they zap him into fucking primordial goo, man.
Yeah, Mario goes, "See you later, alligator," and turns him into flubber. The fucking flubber just drips out of this teacup and hits the fucking ground and just splats like it's nothing.
Yeah, it just becomes just boogers. And this fucking city had to have been waiting for this particular moment for decades, because the moment that drop hits the floor, they're fucking unpainting his name off the fucking wall. They're tearing his shit down. They've got new signs up already. This city was ready for regime change yesterday.
Okay, now here's the one thing that I'm not too sure about.
Of all the things.
Because this one really doesn't make any sense, because
No, I'm with you.
So Koopa's dead, right? How the fuck does his death have anything to do with the king turning back into the king from the fungus?
I don't know.
I didn't even think about that.
There's a curse on the king. It's not actually a de-evolution ray.
There's magic? Now we're doing magic?
It's a Rumpelstiltskin kind of thing. You placed a fucking spell on the guy? I don't know. It makes no sense.
Only one of us can live while the other one does. Harry.
So the fucking ball of snot turns back into the king, and it's fucking none other than the man himself, Lance Henriksen.
And he goes, "Oh, I'm back.
Good to be back. Love those plumbers.
Feels good to join the MDU."
Lights up a fucking cigarette.
Okay, Sean, that is precisely why I was so happy to notice that he was in this movie, because I'm like, oh fuck, Lance Henriksen just joined the movie dumpster universe.
The prophecy fulfilled itself.
Oh my god, we got fucking Dennis Hopper and Lance fucking joining, and Bob.
And John Leguizamo. I thought it would be the Pest, but it was Mario Brothers.
Could be Spawn, who knows?
Don't make me watch that movie twice for 2 podcasts.
So Daisy takes Mario and Luigi back to the meteorite place, and he's like, all right, we did it. Mushroom Kingdom saved. Your dad's back. Let's go back to Brooklyn and have sex. And she's like, no, I gotta stay here and take care of stuffs.
Mario's wringing his hands yeah, we're kind of 3 months behind on rent. You guys got anything you can give us? Something? Some gold coins? Paper money? Something?
Exactly.
Her stance kind of makes perfect sense, because her whole thing before was I don't know where I belong. And also, she's like, I have to stay here until things quiet down. It's yeah, there was just a violent uprising, and the current political leader was just assassinated. You can't just leave.
No. Dude, let me tell you, if you found out that you were a fucking dinosaur and your only living relative is some guy who used to be fungus, is in this alternate universe, and you got really nothing else back at home. Wouldn't you just stay there?
I would stay there anyway. Like,
Well, that's what I don't get about Mario and Luigi. Like, what are you going back to New York for? Like, you're gonna get evicted.
The pizza.
Maybe, yeah, the food, right? I think that's what it is.
The food, really, just in general. They can't be eating crickets and worms and shit. They're not down with that.
Mario going home would make sense, but Luigi deciding to go with him makes even less sense.
Yeah, like if Luigi just stayed, that might have made more. Well, then you couldn't have Mario Brothers 2.
That was in the back of some executives.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to break this down for me because I was only aware of the button scene at the end of the movie, not the post-credits one.
Well, yeah, because, Luigi and Mario, they fuck off, but right before that, Luigi and Daisy share a kiss, and they leave, and Yoshi waves at them as they go through the portal, and then 3 weeks later, Mario's back in the apartment, he's making sauce, he's got the gravy going, he's got fucking sausage and peppers and lasagna.
It made me hungry, man.
And Luigi's moping.
Oh yeah, he's watching he's watching the news, and he's like, look, Mario, it's us on the fucking TV, and this news reporter is like, and the New York was saved from the interdimensional dinosaur people, all thanks to those plumbers, as I like to refer to them as the Super Mario Brothers TM.
He changes the channel. It's like, last night, Central Park West, building blown up by Marshmallow Man. Tonight at 7 o'clock.
Paintings coming to life, this and later more at 11. Also, in other news, baby stolen from wealthy family.
Update, we found him.
Well, update, the baby found us.
Spider-Man, hero or menace?
I told you, Gek, all right? He's Arachnus, okay? And he's a fucking hero.
God damn it, he came out of that motherfucking cave, and he is our savior.
That's the twist, is that all these movies are stories being told by Woody Harrelson in this fucking bar, and Gak is just sitting there looking at him like an idiot.
It's the new Netflix series, Fuck Black Mirror. It's just Woody Harrelson telling fucking these stories out of his fucking pop-up funny books. And then Daisy kicks down the fucking door.
Looking like she just fucking went, like, she just got, like, left Nakatomi Plaza.
She looks full Ripley, man.
Well, it's like they just found out the desert part of the planet is where Dune takes place, and they're just fighting the fucking sandworms.
Oh my god, you think Leguizamo's Muad'Dib?
Yeah, shit's going down in Koopa World.
She's like, hang on, I just got back from Gastown. Like, things went really down south when you guys left.
The spice must flow.
The sand people attack, towhead rampage through town.
You're never gonna believe this. Ready for another adventure? Yep, see you in Mario Brothers Part 2. Never.
I do kind of like that she's like, you're never going to believe this. And Mario's like just putting on his plumber bill. He's like, yeah, I do, actually, given what I've seen.
Like, is that what he does now? You know? Again, they're about to get evicted, and he's like, oh, I guess I'm a superhero, question mark.
He's just smiling through his teeth, 4 months late on rent. Let's go.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks, Days. You couldn't give us 3 weeks apiece.
Mario's girlfriend's like, really, Mario? You're that behind? I could give you some money. You just have to ask. He's like,
She's working at the fucking salon. They're living on the tips. And then this butt rock jacks up, and we get credits.
Okay, so what is this post-credit scene?
Oh, you're gonna love it. Ready?
I guess.
So you have these two Japanese businessmen, continuing the theme from Prehistoria 3, of course.
I guess they're making fun of how this deal was made to make this movie, but go on.
Is it Shigeru Miyamoto and some other guy that used to work for Nintendo?
Yes.
The former president of Nintendo. Talking to Iggy and Spike about potentially making a video game based on them.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
In Mario and Luigi's apartment, on their couch.
Yeah, it looks like they're about to light up a bowl.
Yeah, and they're wearing sunglasses, and like, what if we call it Koopa Cousins?
The Super Koopa Cousins. Wink, nod at the screen.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's also extremely presumptuous, and it's like, it is that the seemingly ill-fated move to just assume that your movie's gonna do well enough to get a sequel.
Not only gonna get a movie sequel, but we're gonna get a video game adaptation of a video game of a movie based on a video game.
Hey, you say it like that never happened before.
It was called Street Fighter the Movie, the video game.
Thank you, Sean, for that fucking alley-oop.
So where are we putting this?
Okay, let me make this point first. If I were grading this purely as an adaptation of a source material, I would throw it in the garbage and never look back on it. However, given that I find this movie to be very amusing in of itself, Yeah, it's a fucking shelf movie. This movie's fantastically entertaining. It's dumb, and it's a really bad adaptation, and it's nonsensical at times, but there's a slew of talented people having a really good fucking time in this movie, and at times it's really interesting to look at, and there's some shockingly creative things going on at times, and that pizza gag is worth every second. I hadn't seen this in a long time, and now that I've gone back to revisit it, I fucking love it. And I've got a brand new appreciation for it, and it's really making me look back on lesser video game movies like fucking Doom and like Silent Hill Revelations and Mortal Kombat Annihilation and Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li, and just realizing like how much worse those movies actually are because of how unfun and how insulting they can be. And I don't find this movie to be very insulting at all. And I guess the intentions were, let's just do something different. They did too different, which is going to alienate some people, but I don't think this is the worst movie. I don't think this is as bad as its reputation lends itself to be. And I think that time has actually been way more polite to this movie than I think a lot of people imagine. Very similar to Street Fighter, where Street Fighter was a terrible movie that has now turned into a camp fest, and B, a celebration of Raul Julia at the end of his life, having a fucking blast. And I wish that Bob Hoskins and Dennis Hopper were around to kind of see the fact that this movie kind of has been embraced by a lot more people. But yeah, shelf, 100%.
I'm just going to piggyback off that because, like, again, like you had just said, like, this is supposed to be, like, one of the worst films of all time, like, right up there with Howard the Duck. And again, like, it's not even fucking close.
I didn't like Howard the Duck, but even I left that one going, this is not one of the worst films ever made.
No, you can get through it, you know what I mean? And especially this film. Like, now I've seen this movie a ton of times, and just, by the way, it's on the shelf. It sits there gloriously, and I take it off at least once a year just to dust it off and watch it. It's a ton of fun. This movie is fucking batshit insane. The stuff that they try in this film and things that they got away with, like, that are actually in the film, and just the fact of like having the balls to like make this zany ass fucking Super Mario Brothers movie is a sight to behold in itself. But it's actually written pretty well. Like, everything's delivered by an A-list cast. The effects are great. The set design's great. The costumes are great. The comedy's on point. I mean, I had action figures of this movie. I had T-shirts of this movie. I love it. It was a part of my childhood that I've held on to, and it holds up now. And also, I'm just going to piggyback off you, Connor, with the fact that, like, I feel like nobody could appreciate it then because it's the nature of these things, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, like, shit like this has to mellow and then needs to be revisited, like, after the rage kind of passes and, like, to see it for kind of what it is rather than what you wanted it to be, because it's super enjoyable, you know what I mean? And again, like, you look at a film, like, I don't even know how Double Dragon's held up. We got to fucking dive into that one. But you know, you look at Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and that movie sounds like a lot of fun. You're like, oh my god, it has all of those different characters in it, and they're fighting each other and stuff. The movie sucks compared to this. Like, it does one thing that this does not do, and that's bore me. You're never bored during Super Mario Brothers, and it's just a really bizarre, wacky film, and yeah, on the shelf.
This is 100% a shelf movie for me. You know, just complete the sweep for movie dumpster. And it's funny we talk about Mortal Kombat in comparison to this, because you look back at the original Mortal Kombat, and I think people enjoyed that movie back then, but it definitely had a lot of, like, people poking fun at it. Obviously Mario Brothers, this movie that we just talked about, has a bigger stigma of being bad. But, in retrospect, and, I recently did rewatch Mortal Kombat, it holds up really well.
It does, and it holds up so well that I'm sure you're going this way with it, but Mortal Kombat 11 speaks for how well that movie holds up.
Oh, yeah, because, we're mostly talking about, because you got stuff like with the most recent game, Mortal Kombat 11, you got Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa basically back playing Shang Tsung, and he was like kind of one of the best parts of that movie.
Straight up.
And people lost their minds over that. They were like, holy shit, you got Shang Tsung from the fucking movie to be in this game.
My point being is that, yeah, a lot of video game movies are bad, like Connor was saying. But this movie, I think, kind of like Howard the Duck. It gets a bad rap, and I don't know. I think this movie's well done. I think it's definitely weird. It's not the best representation of Mario, but it's also doing some quirky shit with it that I don't hate. And fresh pair of eyes of seeing this over like probably 10 years. There was definitely a lot of stuff I did not remember. And you know what? It's still not as fun as sitting down and playing Mario Brothers, but it's a hell of a good time.
I agree wholeheartedly with everything we all said.
Totally agree. So that's it. That's Super Mario Brothers from 1993, directed by Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton.
Hey, everybody, if you want some more bad movie goodness, you can check us out at MovieDumpsterPodcast.com.
Subscribe to us on iTunes, Android, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, or Podbean, and make sure to leave us a 5-star review if you dig the show, because it helps us get out of the bottom of the dumpster into more eardrums.
Yeah, and if you're on the social medias, you can follow us at Movie Dumpster on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Joe Lascola.
I'm Sean O'Rourke.
I'm Connor McGraw.
Thanks for visiting the dumpster.
Where's my pizza?